listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon.
Welcome to Bowie Baysox Baseball. It's time now for the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show.
It's the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show from UPMC Park. We're getting set for Game 1 of a 6-game series between the Erie Seawolves and your Bowie Baysox. So glad you're with us. Matt Sabatis with you from Erie, Pennsylvania. Now look, every game of the season is important. Every series of the season is important. But in terms of what remains this season, in terms of the current standings, and in terms of what this series might have in effect of the season standings, this is perhaps the most important, at the very least, the most impactful series on Bowie and their future in 2022, as the Baysox and the Erie Seawolves come in tied for first place in the Southwest Division's second half. But the Baysox will have to climb perhaps a bit of a hill in this series. Of the 12 games played between Bowie and Erie already this season, the Baysox have only won 4, while Erie has won 8. And not only that, Bowie has lost 2 of their biggest bats in the lineup. Joey Ortiz and Colton Gauser both promoted to AAA Norfolk following the 12-game homestand for the Baysox. And it was a fun homestand. Bowie split their 6-game series with Somerset at 3 games apiece, and they were 2 outs away from splitting the 6-game series with Altoona. They had a lead into the 8th inning, but lost that lead and were down to their final 2 outs, trailing 4-3 in the bottom of the 9th inning. Colton Gauser ended his Baysox tenure in the most spectacular way possible. A walk-off 2-run home run over the right field wall to give Bowie the 5-4 win. It was the Baysox first walk-off home run since 2019. And that was the last time Gauser will swing a bat in a Bowie uniform as he's been promoted up to AAA Norfolk. Only 49 games at AA for Gauser before getting the call up. And the numbers, well, they tell you he kind of deserves it, but it is going to be a tough loss for Bowie as they need to fill that gap, and they will not have too much time to do it. Again, A critical 6-game series starts today. Let's set you up for the series and today's game with the numbers. As Bowie comes in for game number 121 on the season, an even 60-60 record on the year, a 1-game winning streak. The Baysox are 7-3 over their last 10 and 25-32 when playing on the road. Erie is also coming in for game number 121 of the year. They're 72-48. That is the best overall record in the Southwest Division this year. They're on a 3-game winning streak, but Erie is only 5-5 over their last 10. They are 36-21, however, when playing at home. In the second half, Bowie and Erie have identical 33-18 records. They're tied for first in the Southwest Division. The team behind them, Akron, who's in third place, is 4 games out of first. They start a 6-game series with Altoona this evening that we'll also keep an eye on. Want to make sure that Altoona can maybe pick up some wins and knock at least one additional participant out of this tight playoff race. Starting pitching matchup for today's game sees Sawyer Gibson-Long go for Erie, while Brennan Hanafy goes for the Baysox. Gibson-Long is making a pretty strong first impression in the Tigers organization. He was acquired from Minnesota just ahead of the trade deadline in exchange for Michael Fulmer, so he actually spent a little bit of time earlier this year as teammates with Bowie pitcher Cade Povich when they were in High A Cedar Rapids. Now, Gibson-Long's lone hiccup with the Seawolves was a loss to Akron that saw him allow 9 hits and 5 runs over just 3 1/3 innings. And from what I've gathered, a lot of those were just slap hits. Batters sticking their bat out into the zone and making almost incidental contact, just finding gaps and collecting hits, eventually RBI as well. But away from that hiccup, his other 3 starts surrounding the Akron loss, Gibson-Long has combined for 17 innings, allowing only 3 runs, 3 walks, and striking out 16 batters. So maybe Bowie needs some more of that contact stuff. But again, Gibson-Long is a contact pitcher in terms of the overall hits that he's allowed, and the fact that he has fewer than 1 strikeout per inning this season, Bowie might be able to do something with that. Well, Brendan Hanafy goes for the Baysox today. He's only allowed 3 earned runs in his last 14 2/3 innings, and he's on a 2-game winning streak, a streak of 3 consecutive starts that's seen him throw at least 4 2/3 innings, back-to-back starts of 5 innings. His contact work has been some of the best in the business for the Baysox this year, while he has only struck out 9 batters over his last 14 2/3. He's only walked 4, while only allowing 10 hits. So he's not really allowing too many runners into scoring position, if you can follow the trend there. And so far, he's really just been getting tagged by the lone home run here and there. He allowed a solo home run in his last start against Altoona. That was the only run allowed. He allowed an individual run in the first and then another solo home run in the 4th inning when he faced off against Somerset on the last homestand as well. But both of those were big wins. Both of those were backed up by some good offensive support as well. In the last 2 starts for Hanafy, Bowie compiled 17 total runs. So they'll need to do that again. Maybe not need to do it, but it would just be nice to get it. And Hanafy can continue to pitch in for those easy little ground balls and give Bowie their coast to a good jump start to this 6-game set. We've got a lot coming your way here on the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show as we step aside now. When we return, it's our weekly chat with the skipper. Kyle Moore is our guest next. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
From sprains to stitches, sore throats to stomach aches, and pulled muscles to poison ivy, care is around the corner at Patient First. Walk in to see a doctor from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year. X-rays, lab tests, and prescription drugs are on site, and most major insurance plans are accepted. For routine illnesses and injuries, Patient First is here for you. Patient First, the name fits.
Patient First, proud partner of the Bowie Baysox, open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day.
Well, as the baseball season winds down, that means we've got to get ready for football. Friday, September 9th, it's the Baysox football kickoff night at Prince George's Stadium. Getting ready for the college season and the pro season, the Baysox will be giving away a special Adley Rutschman bobblehead. Remember, Adley played college football before he joined the Orioles. It's a free bobblehead for the first 750 fans ages 13 and up. So be sure to join the Baysox football kickoff night on Friday, September 9th. Get your tickets at baysox.com.
Everyone deserves a great smile, and Rad Orthodontics is here to help you, Bowie Baysox fans. Rad Orthodontics accepts most insurance, and whether it's braces or Invisalign aligners, anyone can get the smile they've always wanted with our flexible payment options. With 2 of the country's leading orthodontists right here in the DC area, we love to see Baysox fans smile with confidence. So get that amazing smile you deserve. Visit radsmile.com today and book your free consult. That's radsmile.com for Rad Orthodontics, official smile provider of the Bowie Baysox.
We're getting back to work here on the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show, getting ready for a pretty darn important series between Bowie and Erie, two teams tied for first in the Southwest Division with 18 games left to play here in the regular season. Sitting down for our weekly chat with the skipper Kyle Moore, and we have got plenty to discuss, of course, following that long 12-game homestand against Somerset and Altoona. Came down to the wire, but it turned out to be a big series win against Altoona at the very end, though. What were your final takeaways?
Yeah, I mean, what an exciting way to finish a series on a walk-off homer, a two-run homer to win when you're down by one. It really doesn't get much more exciting than that in baseball. Really happy with how we played for the most part. Pitched really well, been pitching well for a while now. That continued for the most part, and then our offense had a couple of big days. Somerset was a challenge. You know, we split with them, and then we ended up taking the series from Altoona. So really pleased with the homestand. Got a little bit of a different team. Obviously, had some promotions. Lost Joey Ortiz at shortstop. We lost Cowser in center field. So there's no replacing players like that. But it provides some opportunity for some other guys in there that need to get it going.
And we've talked about Ortiz ad nauseum this season, and you'd been singing his praises from even before he had broken out for what was an incredible second half and deserving of that promotion. So we maybe don't need to delve into it too much more, but we can definitely talk a little bit about Cowser because it was a pretty short-lived tenure at AA. So what were kind of your overall thoughts when you had to relay that move?
Well, I was sad to see him go just because he's one of our better players and such a talent both offensively and also from the center field standpoint. I mean the guy can just lock down center field with his range. So obviously upset that you're not going to have him in your lineup, but also really, really thankful and proud that we got to coach him and that he's going to move up so fast because he played really well here. I mean, he actually offensively was much better here than he was at Aberdeen. So didn't surprise me or shock me because players like him need a challenge. They really need someone to challenge them in every at bat because he's super talented. Really enjoyed coaching Colton on the bases. Really enjoyed coaching him on defense, doing like the small things, getting signs and when to go and when not to go and what to look for. And I think that's probably the biggest part of his game that grew the most because, I mean, let's be honest, the guy can just flat out hit. I mean, he's just an incredible hitter. Tools in the outfield. So you're not really coaching the big things with Colt, but it was really nice to coach him in all the little details. And just proud of him for, quite frankly, dominating the league. I mean, there's a name to be compared with his is Gunnar Henderson. If you look at their numbers in AA, they had about the exact same number of at-bats. And their numbers are arguably just as good as each other's. You could pick whichever number you want to look at and say, well, this guy's better or that guy's better, but they both dominated the level. So that's what you want. That's what you want out of your top prospects. And
then one of the corresponding moves to kind of refill the roster is to replace Joey Ortiz on the infield side of things. Darryl Hernandez is brought up from High A Aberdeen. A lot of good contact and a lot of great speed from him. What's your outlook?
Yeah, no, he's a super versatile player. He can play all three infield positions, but he's really more of a traditional shortstop. So that's going to replace, Joey's spot on defense and probably has some of the better hands in our organization. So I'm really looking forward to watching him play defense and sort of seeing what he's all about. I think he's still a really young player, even though he's had good experience because, he's been in Delmarva. Then we started him back in Delmarva this year. Then he got a promotion, much deserved, to Aberdeen, and he played really well in Aberdeen. So you would hope that a player like that comes up and feels like he belongs right away just because it took him a while to get here, even though he is still really young and 21 years old. So there's a lot to like about him. Super young, super interesting, got some experience, like really fast, best hands in the org, some people have said, some infield guys have said. So I just want to see it. I want to see what he's about.
As we preview this series with Erie, of course, chatting with the skipper Kyle Moore, Erie recently switched things up a little bit, and they're starting to go with a six-man rotation. And I know you had kind of brought up your thoughts on having the Tuesday-Sunday starter and how that's pretty negatively impactful in a lot of ways to starting pitchers on both ends, of course. But do you think that might be the potential future in the minors, going to six-man rotations?
Yeah, no, I could definitely see it if we stay on the 6 games on and 1 day off scenario because that number one, the length of this season, and all these guys have these inning limitations, and no one wants to overuse their starter, so there's got to be guys. And I think that also brings up the value in a swing man or maybe a guy that can make a spot start for you. But But I do think that the guy whoever starts on Sunday and also starts on Tuesday is at such a disadvantage that I think you could see that across the league. The only tough part is that can you find 6 guys that you could start? So you got to have a lot of starters to do that. But I think it's worth trying because that afternoon game on Sunday after a Tuesday on a 5-day rotation is a giant challenge.
Talking about the starter that's anticipated to toss Tuesday, Sunday, Brennan Hanafy. He's on a pretty good run right now, back-to-back wins. He's stretching himself out, and he's really getting some of the best weak contact from just about any pitcher on staff. What are you anticipating from him today?
Yeah, just more of the same from Hanny. Hanny's an older guy who went through a lot physically, had a surgery that he's rehabbed and worked his tail off to get back from. So I think he's well deserved to be here, and also is very mature and very serious about what he's going to do. So you love that about him. You love the look in his eyes and how he prepares, and he attacks you with a sinker and a slider, and they're kind of mirror opposites of each other. One's going right, one's going left, and the hitters never really know which way it's going. And I think that's why he's had success. I just hope that when his velocity's been good, when he goes out there tonight, we'll see more of the same, just more of that good movement in both directions.
Do you plan to get a little more of Kobe Mayo at third base in the coming weeks?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's going to play first tonight. He's going to play third. He's going to DH. Just another super young player, and we just want to see him in a lot of different looks and try to just maintain his versatility, and just really hope that he swings the bat as well as he did last series, because I thought he kind of turned a corner a little bit last series and started to get used to this AA pitching. So I hope that that's the case, and I hope he swings the bat well.
Was there something that maybe led to that corner turn, or just finally getting enough at-bats under him to see it a little bit better?
I think a lot of it has to do with managing his body, right? He's so young. He's 20 years old. He's in AA. And I don't think he quite understands what it takes to play 100-plus games, and I think he's starting to learn that really fast. I can't go out and take 150 swings in the cage. I got to take efficient swings. I got to take what I need and need what I take instead of just taking a whole bunch of swings for nothing. And I think that's the biggest thing that you're seeing now. He's getting a really good swing off in the game because he's got really efficient practice plans and things that we've put in place for him. So great job by him sticking in there, coming up here to work every day. I hope he continues to grow and learn in that aspect.
And then, as we always wrap it up, you got to go home to Sarasota, see the family for the off day, and then got back up here to Erie. How was that off day? What'd you guys get down to do?
Oh, it was just beautiful. I mean, I got in late and ended up spending the whole off day with my girls and spending some time with my wife also. So anytime, when you do this business and you got 3 weeks left and you don't know when the next time you're going to get to go home, they're all precious hours. Yeah. And so spent a lot of time at home. Actually pulled up some weeds in the backyard, just good old-fashioned dad stuff, but it was nice though.
All right. I appreciate the insight as always, Skip. Thank you so much.
Yep, thank you.
That's Kyle Moore here on the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show. We'll step aside, be back in a bit. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Pest Now is proud to partner with the Bowie Baysox and provide their pest control services. For all your residential and commercial pest control needs, call Pest Now. For general pest control, termite control, mosquito control, and all other pest control services, call Pest Now. You can reach us at 301-231-8300 or visit us online at www.pestnow.com.
Hey kids, the Baysox Futures Club is the best way to be a fan of the Baysox, and it's completely free for kids ages 3 through 12. Futures Club members get access to special members-only events, discount ticket offers, and free gifts for just signing up. Parents, head over to Baysox.com to sign up your kids, so don't miss out on all the promotions and giveaways at Prince George's Stadium this season and next. The Baysox Futures Club. Sign up now at Baysox.com.
Are you interested in beginning or expanding on a career in the pipe fitting, pipe welding, or HVAC service industry? Are you interested in a career path that will set you up for life without experiencing any college debt? If you are interested in these things and you live in the D.C. area, the Steamfitters UA Local 602 Apprenticeship Program is the best choice for you. For more information about our apprenticeship program and how to apply, please visit steamfitters-602.org. That's steamfitters-602.org.
Back to UPMC Park one final time here as we continue on with The DCA Imaging Systems pregame show. Matt Sabatis from Erie, Pennsylvania. So glad you're keeping it with us. Let's go ahead and walk you through a couple of the starting lineups and some of the roster moves more specifically for both sides, as Erie has made a couple of changes recently. They brought up infielder Trey Cruz, promoted from High A West Michigan. He had a pretty good month of August, hitting over 300, but he's got an interesting strikeout to walk ratio, 111 strikeouts against just 76 walks this season in 109 games. But he'll be at third base today, batting ninth. While Erie also did release a player, infielder Luis Carpio was granted his release, and he will be on his way. Baysox did make a couple of roster moves as Travis Lakin Sr. was transferred. His rehab assignment went from Bowie up to AAA Norfolk. Of course, the noted departures of Joey Ortiz and Colton Cowser, the addition of Daryl Hernaiz, and Zach Watson has been reinstated from the development list. He'll be in center field today. Watson's batting ninth. As the Seawolves are taking the field, we'll step aside. When we return, we've got first pitch and all the play-by-play. Game 1 of 6 between Bowie and Erie comes your way soon. We're back after this. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Sky Shooter Displays by ZY Pyrotechnics will be lighting up the sky with top-of-the-line fireworks shows following Baysox games all season long. We will give you the best bang for your buck. Sky Shooter Displays include traditional shows, true pyro musicals, custom choreographed plays, and much more. The night sky is truly limitless, so don't be shy. Give ZY a try. Find out more by calling us at 570-328-1361 or visit us online, zypyrotechnics.com.
Fielder's Choice Flex Packs with the Bowie Baysox. The best value to see the best games at Prince George's Stadium. You could save up to 30% on your selected seat from day one and enjoy a number of exclusive member benefits, including flexible exchange options, discounts on suite rentals, special access to the Diamond View restaurant, and a free members collectible at your first home game of the year. Get your pack now by calling 301-464-4865 or heading online to baysox.com.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print, not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
It's time for Bowie Baysox Baseball. The Baysox are the AA affiliate of the Baltimore Orioles. Coverage of the 2022 Bowie Baysox season is brought to you by Chesapeake Employers Insurance, DCA Imaging Systems, On the Green, Patient First, Royal Farms, Smile Doctors, and ZY Pyrotechnics. And now, live from the ballpark, it's time for Bowie Baysox Baseball.
We're ready to go from UPMC Park in Erie, Pennsylvania. It's game 1 of a 6-game series between the Erie Seawolves and your Bowie Baysox. So glad you're with us. Matt Sabatis with you from just about a block or two away, or the shores of Lake Erie. And as Sawyer Gibson Long warms on the mound for the Seawolves, the starting lineup for the Baysox that he'll face looks like this. Leading off at shortstop, it's Daryl Hernaiz making his AA debut, while Connor Norby is at second base batting second. Cesar Prieto at third base bats third. Hudson Haskin, the DH, bats fourth. Kobe Mayo at first base bats fifth. Adam Hall in right field sixth. Cody Roberts is the catcher batting seventh, while Toby Welk in left field bats eighth. And Zach Watson is in center field batting ninth. The Baysox are the AA affiliate of the Baltimore Orioles. They're managed by Kyle Moore, assisted by Brandon Becker, Josh Conway, Tim DeJohn, Billy Facto, and Chandler Geller. Calvin Christensen is the video coordinator. Lindsey Birchfield and Blake Wooten are the athletic trainers. Bowie is 60-60 on the season, 33-18 in the second half. And again, their lineup features Daryl Hernaiz, Connor Norby, Cesar Prieto, Hudson Haskin, Kobe Mayo, Adam Hall, Cody Roberts, Toby Welk, Zach Watson, all to face off against Sawyer Gibson Long on the mound for the Seawolves. UPMC Park here in Erie is 328 feet down the line to right field, 317 feet down the line to left, 400 feet to straightaway center field. with a bit of a jut in left center field at 356, and a massive wall of Erie Insurance Arena, the hockey arena in left field, with the yellow home run line about 30 feet into the air. As Hernandez steps into the box, finished his high A career with Aberdeen at a .305 average and an .832 OPS. Out of the stretch, Gibson Long kicks and fires the first pitch, and it's a chopper. Bounced over to third, scooped at the knee by Trey Cruz, and sent to first a tad low, but it's in time for the putout, 5-3, and we're underway at 6:07 p.m. on a 76-degree sunny day here in Erie, Pennsylvania. One up, one down. Let's tell you about the defense. Brian Packard is in left field, Parker Meadows is in center, and Daniel Cabrera is in right for the Seawolves. Trey Cruz is at third, Gage Workman at short, Andrew Navigado at second, and Dane Myers is at first. As Connor Norby digs into the box now, first pitch into the right-hander is called a strike. Hits on the outside edge of the zone. It's 0-1. Dylan Dingler is the catcher behind the plate today for Sawyer Gibson Long on the mound. .290 average for Norby this year, a .916 OPS in 48 games played. As the 0-1 pitch is down and inside, just missed a breaking ball, and it's 1-1. 11 doubles and 1 triple for Norby, 12 home runs, 33 runs batted in, as they've got a decent shift on for the right-handed hitter. Gibson Long still holds at the waist, out of the stretch, steps back, kicks high, fires the 1-1, and Norby watches it down in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike here. Sawyer Gibson Long, a 6'4", 225-pound, 25-year-old right-hander from Lithia Springs, Georgia. He was acquired from Minnesota just before the trade deadline in exchange for Tigers pitcher Michael Fulmer, the 2-1 pitch. And Norby crushes it deep out to right field. Cabrera's back at the warning track, and this one is gone. Connor Norby says goodbye. His 13th home run of the season. Another first-inning blast, and Bowie leads 1-0. A massive shot out toward the high wall in right field. And even though Bowie's lost Cowser and Ortiz, they've still got plenty of power to spare. 34th RBI of the season for Norby. And the Baysox are off and running here in the first inning against Gibson Long. That's already the 3rd home run he's allowed this year. Now on to Cesar Prieto, the only left-hander in the lineup. First pitch to him misses high, and the count starts out at 1-0. With the loss of Colton Cowser, Prieto is the only left-hander on the entire roster for the Baysox at this point. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and Prieto pops it up. Shallow right center field, running down on it Parker Meadows. Center fielder makes the catch, 2 gone. Your umpiring crew for today's game. You've got Jay Young Kim over at third base. Tom Fornarola is at first, and Matt Carlian is calling the balls and strikes behind home plate. He's the crew chief. Now on to Hudson Haskin with the bases empty and 2 outs. Haskin hitting .274 with an .837 OPS this season. First pitch to him is called a strike. Hits off the top half of the zone, and it's 0-1 to start. 95 games for Hudson this year. 22 doubles, 3 triples, 13 homers, 49 runs batted in. As Bowie leads 1-0 here in the top of the first. The 0-1. Haskin pops it up. Carrying out toward right center field. This one looks playable for the right fielder Cabrera. He camps and catches. And the inning is over. A couple of flyouts and a ground out, but a solo home run by Connor Norby opens the scoring as we go to the bottom of the first. Bowie 1, Erie coming on up. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
At Luminous Health, we want you to feel your best. This summer, take the time to catch up on your annual health screenings. Visit us at our Anne Arundel Medical Center, Doctors Community Medical Center, or one of our primary care offices in your neighborhood. At Luminous Health, you are the MVP. Learn more at luminoushealth.org.
When your commercial plumbing project calls for a job done safely and on time, then your job calls for the plumbers of Local 5 Washington, D.C. Local 5 will always deliver the most skilled and well-trained plumbing craftsmen in the DMV. If you're a contractor who needs safe jobs done well, you need the plumbers of Local 5 Washington, D.C. Start your partnership with them today. Visit local5plumbers.org. That's local5plumbers.org.
The Bowie Baysox off and running with an early 1-0 advantage. Connor Norby with a solo home run. And as we move to the bottom of the first, here in Erie, Pennsylvania, Brennan Hanafy warms the mound to face off against the following Erie Seawolves lineup. Leading off in right field, you've got Daniel Cabrera, followed by Dane Myers at first base, batting second. Parker Meadows in center field bats third. Quincy Naporti, the DH, bats fourth. Dylan Dingler, the catcher, bats fifth. Gage Workman at shortstop bats sixth. Andrew Navigado is at second base. He's batting seventh. Bryant Packard in left field eighth. And Trey Cruz makes his Double-A debut at third base, batting ninth. Erie is the Double-A affiliate of the Detroit Tigers. They're managed by Gabe Alvarez, assisted by John Murray, Dan Reicheball, and Ollie Cady. Chris Vick is the athletic trainer. Erie is 72-48 on the season, a 3-game winning streak, and 33-18 in the second half. Again, their lineup features Cabrera, Myers, Meadows, Naporti, Dingler, Workman, Navigado, Packard, Cruz, all to face off against Brennan Hanafy on the mound. As the left-hander Cabrera digs in, a .207 average and a .607 OPS in 82 games played. 12 doubles, 3 triples, 5 home runs, 27 runs batted in. Third base plays in front of the baseline ahead of the first pitch. Here it comes, and it's outside, a fastball. 1-0 to start. Erie has won 3 consecutive games. They took 4 of 6 in their most recent road trip against Harrisburg, as the 1-0 pitch is popped foul behind home plate, gets out of play, and the count is 1-1. There were a couple of clunkers mixed in there, but Erie was able to put on consecutive Saturday and Sunday late game comebacks. They trailed in the 8th both games over the weekend and won both games. As the 1-1 pitch is lined out towards center field, right to Zach Watson. He takes about a step and a half to his right and makes the catch. 1 up, 1 down. Let's tell you about the defense for Bowie. You've got Toby Welk in left field. Zach Watson is in center. Adam Hall in right, while Cesar Prieto is at third. Daryl Hernandez is at short. Connor Norby at second and Kobe Mayo at first. Cody Roberts catches behind the plate for Brennan Hanafy on the mound. As Dane Myers digs in, .278 average and .845 OPS. First pitch, fastball, comes in at the knees, and it's called for strike 1. 89 games for Myers this year, 14 doubles and a triple, 22 home runs, 61 runs batted in. The 0-1. Fastball up and in. On the count, even in a ball and a strike. Myers has had a pretty big breakout year. If I'm not mistaken, he went to Rice. 1-1. This is down and inside, and it's 2 balls and a strike. He's a former two-way player as well. Great story from Dane Myers that we can delve deeper into as this week progresses, because we do have 6 games to talk about everyone involved. But Myers has a very fun and inspirational story to discuss. Not to mention the pitcher on the mound, Brennan Hanafy, too. The 2-1. Fouled off back to the screen. It's 2-2. The work he's put in to come back from Tommy John surgery. And the numbers he's starting to show here in his first season of Double-A have been great. Brennan Hanafy, a 6'5", 215-pound, 24-year-old righty from Harrisonburg, Virginia. 4th-round draft selection by Baltimore in 2016. He's 2-1 with a 4.68 ERA this season, as the 2-2 pitch is bounced foul up the third base line. Hanafy has 25 innings under his belt with 24 strikeouts and 9 walks. He's allowed 3 home runs, and opponents are hitting him at a .232 clip. He started 7 games. Bases empty, 1 away. Bowie leads 1-0. The 2-2 to Myers. Down and inside a fastball, count fills. Hanafy on full counts this year has opponents at just a 3 for 10 mark. He struck out 4, walked 3. Payoff pitch. Myers bounces it foul again. Rolled up the third base line, and the count stays. Hanafy is coming off of a very successful homestand for Bowie. He made 2 starts. One against Somerset, one against Altoona, and they were both winning efforts. Another payoff to Myers. Swinging a line drive out towards center again. Watson has to run down a little bit this time, but it's still well within his range, and 2 lineouts to center field to open the game. The Baysox are in their alternate orange uniforms this evening. Black block Bowie on the front side, gray pants, black cap. Erie is in their reds today. White Seawolves arch across the front side with white pants and a black cap. As Parker Meadows digs in, another lefty, first pitch into him, is called a strike. Fastball hits down the middle, and it's 0-1. .266 average for Meadows and .811 OPS in 95 games played. 15 doubles, 5 triples, 15 home runs, 41 runs batted in. The 0-1. Fastball just misses high, and it's a ball and a strike now. Again, 1-0 Bowie here in the bottom of the first inning. A solo home run by Connor Norby. But it was a 9-pitch inning for Sawyer Gibson-Long around that home run. He was still efficient. The 1-1. Fouled off. A liner into the screen left side, and it's 1-2. Hannafy had a couple of efficient starts over the homestand. 5 innings in both starts, 70 pitches in both starts. He won them both. Bases empty, 2 away. The 1-2 bounces in. Count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's a 4-pitch offering for Hannafy, a 4-seam fastball. He's added a sinker lately. He also has a slider and a changeup. And now the 2-2 to Meadows. Swinging a pop-up out toward left field, potentially for Welk as he's running toward foul ground and has to slide on the warning track while making the catch. I'm not sure if his feet came out from under him, but Welk pulled it down, and the inning is over. 3 up, 3 down, go the Seawolves as Hannafy is off to a good start. 16 pitches, though, for that perfect first. Second inning coming up, Bowie leads 1-0. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Well, as the baseball season winds down, that means we've got to get ready for football. Friday, September 9th, it's the Baysox football kickoff night at Prince George's Stadium. Getting ready for the college season and the pro season, the Baysox will be giving away a special Adley Rutschman bobblehead. Remember, Adley played college football before he joined the Orioles. It's a free bobblehead for the first 750 fans ages 13 and up. So be sure to join the Baysox football kickoff night on Friday, September 9th. Get your tickets at baysox.com.
Baseball is a game of specialists. Base stealers, closers, cleanup hitters. Together, they help their team stand out from the rest. Specialists also help set Chesapeake Employers Insurance apart from other workers' compensation insurance companies. Our health services team includes orthopedic surgeons, nurse case managers, a physical therapist, and more, all to get your employee back to work, contain costs, and keep premiums down. That's teamwork. To learn more, connect with your agent or visit Chesapeake Employers at CEIWC.com.
If you own or operate a building or facility, or if you're a general contractor that is located or operates in the D.C. area, there is no doubt that it is important for you to have the best trained and most qualified people working for you. Members of Steamfitters UA Local 602 provide the highest level of HVAC, mechanical, and specialty piping services to the various customers we serve. For more information about the services we provide and for a list of companies you can hire, please visit steamfitters-602.org.
Second inning here in Erie, already a 1-0 Baysox lead. Only base runner was a solo home run by Connor Norby in the top of the first. As Sawyer Gibson-Long gets back to work for Erie, he faces off with 5, 6, and 7 in the Baysox lineup. Kobe Mayo will lead it off. Righty on righty to open as Mayo stands in the box. Gibson-Long waits, steps back slowly, and kicks to fire the first pitch. Mayo watches a called strike. Change up on the inside edge, it's 0-1. 233 average for Kobe Mayo with a 707 OPS in 17 games. 3 doubles, no triples, 2 homers, 9 runs batted in. As Gibson-Long fires the next, and Mayo swings through a low and in fastball. Run the count to 0-2. After Mayo, it'll be Adam Hall and then Cody Roberts to bat. Mayo making his first appearance against Erie this season. The Baysox haven't seen Erie since the end of the first half, as the 0-2 pitch is lifted foul. Hard crack out to the right side, and the count stays. Because remember, Mayo, along with Colton Kauser and Connor Norby, were promoted to Bowie at the end of the first half, the very end. So immediately after the Baysox last series with Erie concluded, and then those 3 joined the squad. Here's another 0-2, and Mayo bounces it foul this time to the third base side. Count stays. Of course, a critically important series in terms of what the playoffs could look like in the Southwest Division among these 6 games here at UPMC Park. We can walk you through playoff scenarios later as the 0-2 pitch is down and inside. Mayo was charging for it, but that curveball was easy to read, and it's a ball and 2 strikes now. Because the winner of the second half is going to be more or less one of 3 teams. Altoona has an outsider shot, but it's a pretty big long shot. As another 1-2 to Mayo is fouled off, rolled over to the third base side, and the count stays. Akron is 4 games out of first place, and they still have to play Bowie one more time this year.
And the Baysox did not have a good series on the road in Akron a couple of weeks ago, so they want to build some ground. The 1-2, and Mayo stays alive, fouls it off again to the third base side. He's working ahead on a handful of these pitches. Most of them have been going to third, but he's at least running up the pitch count at the moment on Sawyer Gibson-Long. That was the 7th pitch of the plate appearance. Gibson-Long used 9 total pitches in the whole first inning. And now another 1-2 pitch. Mayo watches slider miss outside. Count evens at 2. And the way the playoffs are set up, the first half winner will face off against the second half winner. In the Southwest Division, Richmond won the first half, but they're not really in any sort of factor of the second half. The 2-2. Mayo watches called strike 3 on the inside. Couple of parting words as he thought that slider had missed, but Gibson-Long picks up his first strikeout after what was eventually an 8-pitch at-bat. So since Richmond is out of second half contention, there's no issue in terms of what would happen if they won. As Adam Hall steps into the box for Bowie, a .258 average, a .698 OPS. First pitch, and he swings and misses. Breaking ball down and inside, it's 0-1. The winner of the first half will go and host the first in a best-of-3 series, while the final 2 games of the best-of-3 series will be played at Richmond. That's the divisional round. As the 0-1 pitch, Hall watches a called strike. Fastball nicks the upper outside corner. It's 0-2. And then after that, the Southwest Division champion at the end of that divisional round will host the first game in the championship series and then play 2 games on the road against the Northeast Division winner. The 0-2, and Hall swings and misses. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. Gibson-Long has his second. And now here's Cody Roberts. .247 average and a .723 OPS in 68 games for Roberts this year. Bowie leads 1-0 here in the second. Roberts with 13 doubles, no triples. 7 home runs, 32 runs batted in. First pitch home. Roberts watches a called strike. Hits on the outside edge. It's 0-1. But equally pivotal in what this series has at stake, Bowie could potentially take a lead in the season series. The 0-1 misses down and away, and it's a ball and a strike. The season series between 2 individual clubs is the first tiebreaker to decide who breaks into the postseason. Richmond actually used that to win the first half. They had a tiebreaker over Akron. The 1-1 to Roberts. Inside, nearly clipped him. He had to turn the hips in a bit, and the count goes to 2-1. But Bowie would have to go on a big run this week to even think about winning the season series with Erie. Of the first 12 games, Bowie only won 4 of them. The 2-1, Roberts watches fastball miss up and away, 3 balls and a strike. Bases empty 2 away here in the the top of the second inning, rather. Got so used to the 2-week homestand that Bowie was just always batting in the bottom of innings. But Bowie leads 1-0 here in the top of the second. As Gibson-Long sends home the next, but time called. Roberts had called for it just before Gibson-Long had actually started the kick. He did get the kick up, but the umpire was signaling and called it before the full delivery had actually started to take form. So now we reset. Here's the 3-1, and Roberts watches ball 4. Fastball too far outside, and the first walk for either team this evening. It extends the second inning after 2 fast strikeouts. Now on to Toby Welk. .221 average for Welk, the number 8 hitter today. .634 OPS in 26 games. 4 doubles, no triples, 3 homers. 14 runs batted in. Had a bit of wind pushing out toward right field. Obviously helped out Norby earlier with his home run. As the first pitch into Welk is a little fluid check swing on the outside edge, and he went. That's the right call. It wasn't a hard stop on that. Welk's arms just kind of moved through molasses while bringing the barrel of the bat directly over home plate. So it's 0-1 to start. Here's the next. Welk watches way high, a fastball. So of the 8 batters that Gibson-Long has faced, he's thrown a first pitch strike to 7 of them so far. Good ratio to start. And again, Bowie leads 1-0 here in the second.
seeing if they can maybe add on one more after getting a 2-out base runner. Here's the 1-1. Welk takes a half swing and it's fouled. That wasn't even a half swing. That was a flinch as the fastball came inside. It hit off of the barrel of his bat, hit home plate, and then bounced over into the Baysox dugout. Incidental foul runs it to a ball and 2 strikes. It's a 2-1 record for Gibson Long this year, a 3.54 ERA. Again, just 4 starts since being traded. The 1-2 pitch, and Welk floats one out towards center field, and it's down. Roberts is chugging around second with 2 outs, and he gets into third base sliding. The Texas League single. Toby Welk has hits in back-to-back games now for Bowie, 8 of his last 9, and it puts runner at third for Zach Watson. That was not a well-struck ball at all. You could just hear the clunk off the top half of the bat, but there was just enough on it, especially with the spin off of bat, to just float it over the second baseman as they sprinted out to center field. So now here's Watson, perhaps a chance for an RBI. 177 average with a 537 OPS in 77 games. First pitch in, and Watson watches fastball miss. Hits outside, and it's 1-0 to start. 7 doubles and 2 triples for Watson, 7 home runs, 21 runs batted in. Shadows have crossed over all of home plate, and they're approaching the mound right now, but most of the infield still in some nice sunlight as the 1-0 pitch is bounced slowly to third, but picked in foul territory by Trey Cruz. Cody Roberts actually had to hesitate on that one, make sure the ball didn't hit him, or he would have been ruled out. But instead, it runs the count even at 1. Well, the weather in this area, especially at this ballpark, can always be a bit unpredictable at times. We had rain through a good portion of last night and up until around 2, 3 o'clock today. I think more so around 2. They had the tarp on, but they brought it off. And if you came out to the park at this point, you wouldn't have even been able to tell that it rained. Watson gets back into the box. He's ready for a 1-1 offering. Here it comes. Watson watches it skim down and away. Good stop by Dingler behind the dish to keep it from getting past his right side, and the count goes to 2 balls and a strike. Lengthy inning, though, for Sawyer Gibson Long after only needing 9 pitches for that first inning. He's up to 33 overall here in this frame. So 24 total just in the second. The 2-1. Watson cracks it on a bounce over towards short. Scooped on the run by Workman. A sidearm toss. Gets to first. That's a hard whip, but he got it there, and it ends the inning, stranding 2 runners on, including 1 at third. But Bowie at least put a little charge into it after striking out twice to open the frame. We'll see if they can try again later. Bottom of the second coming up. Bowie leads 1-0. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
On the Green Incorporated is your lawn care team, providing professional organic-based lawn care programs for residential and commercial lawns. Our lawn care programs provide ballpark quality results. Each service is custom tailored with guaranteed results for even the toughest lawns. On the Green also offers outdoor pest control services. Mosquitoes, ants, ticks, and more. Safely and effectively control insects and enjoy the outdoors this summer with On the Green Incorporated. Go to onthegreeninc.com.
Sky Shooter Displays by ZY Pyrotechnics will be lighting up the sky with top-of-the-line fireworks shows following Baysox games all season long. We will give you the best bang for your buck. Sky Shooter Displays include traditional shows, true pyro musicals, custom choreographed plays, and much more. The night sky is truly limitless, so don't be shy. Give ZY a try. Find out more by calling us at 570-328-1361 or visit us online, zypyrotechnics.com.
Get the best deals at Prince George's Stadium with weekly promotions all season. Tuesdays are Military Appreciation Night. Purchase a box seat at the ticket office with a proof of service and you'll only pay half price. Bring along your furry friend on Woof Wednesday, and it's the best happy hour around every Thursday from 5 to 6:30. $2 Bud and Bud Light drafts with other beer specials throughout the year, and live music to get your night started. It's always a great time at the ballpark, so get your tickets now at Baysox.com.
the second inning here in Erie as the Baysox still lead 1-0. Brennan Hanafy back to work. A 16-pitch first. 3 up, 3 down there as he faces 4, 5, and 6 here in the second. Quincy Naporti leads off, and the first pitch to the heavy right-hander is called a strike on the inside edge. It's 0-1. Today's DH has a .274 average and an .895 OPS in 105 games this year. 23 doubles, 2 triples. The 0-1. Down and inside. Count goes even at a ball and a strike. 28 home runs for Naporti. That leads the team. 80 runs batted in. As the 1-1 pitch is hammered out toward deep center field. Watson sprinting back. He reaches up and makes the catch. A calm and collected track out towards center field. Didn't miss a step, Zach Watson. And was able to pull it back with a stretch a little bit behind his head, too. And Brendan Hanafy makes sure that Watson meets his gaze so he can give him that silent thank you. Watson has been pivotal so far in this game. 4 putouts, 3 of them have gone to him. Now here's Dylan Dingler, first pitch. Fastball misses inside, and it's 1-0 to start on the catcher. .247 average for Dingler, a .775 OPS in 101 games. 22 doubles, 3 triples. As the 1-0 pitch is a fastball inside for a called strike, 1-1. 14 home runs for Dingler, 58 runs batted in. It was the second-round pick for Detroit back in 2021, the 1-1. This is outside, and the count goes to 2 balls and a strike. He went to the Ohio State University, for those of you who are that interested in having that little superlative in front of the school's name. The 2-1 pitch, and Dingler watches another called strike. Fastball on the inside edge, it's 2-2. He's had his issue with strikeout rates this year. Dingler strikes out at about 1/3 of his plate appearances, but he's had a good season against Bowie specifically. The 2-2. Down and away, run it full. His strikeout to walk ratio against the Baysox is almost an even 1. And now the payoff pitch. Down and inside, and he draws the walk. I think that does put it at an even 1. First base runner against Hanafy. And now here's Gage Workman, switch hitter, will bat left. .227 average, a .692 OPS for Workman. As the first pitch in is inside, fastball, nearly got the waist. Workman had to back out from it. 110 games for Workman this year, 27 doubles and 7 triples, 11 homers, 61 runs batted in. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Popped him up. Out toward left field, shallow again. Welk is sprinting, foul territory for Prieto, but it's over his head, and he didn't make a play on it on the warning track in foul territory. It would have been a bucket attempt at best, and it runs the count even at a ball and a strike after that foul. 1-0 Bowie here in the bottom of the second inning. Tying run aboard, however, for Erie, as Hanafy inspects the ball in his hand before whipping it behind his waist and now coming set up against the right shoulder. The 1-1 pitch. Down and inside. Count goes to 2 balls and a strike. Well, now the shadows from the suite level, the upper deck section here on the left side of the ballpark, are starting to cross onto the pitching mound. But Hanafy still has some sunlight as the 2-1 pitch is popped up foul and out of play this time. Gets to the left, and the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes now. But again, the wind heavily favoring these left-handers at the moment. Workman has 9 of his 11 home runs when batting as a lefty. 2-2. Called strike 3. Got a fastball at the letters. First strikeout for Brennan Hanafy. Freezes Workman high. Second out of the second inning. And now here's Andrew Navigado. Navigado a .263 average and a .790 OPS in 79 games. 14 doubles, no triples, 14 homers, 34 batted in. First pitch, called a strike. Fastball in the upper inside corner, it's 0-1. At least at the moment, Hanafy seems to be locating that fastball high for strikes. It's not something that you can go with forever, but It's working right now. The 0-1 pitch. Line drive, left field, up the line. This one headed to the corner, and it's down fair. Big chance here for Dingler. He rounds third. He's coming home. The throw to the plate is, it hits him. It hits Dingler and gets away. He scores. The game is tied at 1. The throw was so on line, it hit the runner. Ah, goodness. RBI double for Andrew Navigato. His 15th double of the year, his 35th RBI. And now a go-ahead run is in scoring position for Erie. Now here's Bryant Packard. Left-hander just in his 7th Double-A game, hitting only 150 with a 411 OPS. First pitch, he watches a high fastball miss. It's 1-0 to open. Well, this is where Hannafy needs to settle. He's had a couple of good second innings this season, but he has allowed multiple base runners in the second. The third has usually been a good frame for him, the 1-0. Bounce over to first, tough play, but a scoop. Kobe Mayo gets there and trots to the bag himself to end the inning. Erie ties the game, a 2-out RBI double by Andrew Navigato. And as we go to the third, it's 1-1. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Get your gear and memorabilia from your favorite Baysox players and future stars of the Baltimore Orioles at the Tackle Box Team Store. Jerseys, hats, autographed bats and balls, all at great prices. Located right at the main gate at Prince George's Stadium and online at BaysoxShop.com, the Tackle Box is the only place to get the best Baysox gear for you and your favorite fan. It's the Tackle Box at Prince George's Stadium and at BaysoxShop.com.
It takes time to get rich, flavorful coffee beans from the lush mountain regions of Colombia and Brazil to Royal Farms. But less than a minute to get yourself a delicious hot cup of the finest and freshest coffee in the world. Because Royal Farms' new Swiss-made coffee machines grind those rich, flavorful coffee beans and brew them one magnificent cup at a time. It's why Royal Farms makes the freshest and best coffee in the world. Real fresh, real fast. Royal Farms.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print, not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
There's only one more homestand coming up to Prince George's Stadium as the Baysox are getting very close to closing out the regular season. Starts on Tuesday, September 6th, and it features fireworks on Saturday the 10th. So don't forget to get your tickets. There's a lot going on at Baysox.com. We move to the third inning as Daryl Hernandez will open up the frame. First pitch to the leadoff batter, misses inside, and it's 1-0 to start. Hernandez grounded out to third on the first pitch he saw here at Double-A back in the first inning. As Bowie and Erie are tied at 1 here in the third. Sawyer Gibson Long sends the next, and Hernandez watches inside for a ball. It's 2-0. Hernandez had 5 home runs in 60 games with High A Aberdeen. 29 runs batted in, but his speed and his eyes at the plate were both revered. The 2-0. Called a strike. It's the upper inside corner. It's 2-1. 60 games, he only struck out 43 times. Drew 22 walks. Not only that, he was one of the fastest on the team as the 2-1 pitch is a curveball fouled off right side. Runs the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hernandez attempted 25 steals with Aberdeen. He was only caught 3 times. He started the year with single A Delmarva and was a perfect 9 for 9 in stolen base attempts. 2-2. Line drive hits off of the pitcher, but it's scooped by Navigato at second base. He gets it to first and actually barely beats Hernandez. That is some good speed up the line. But a 1-4-3 put out. And the leadoff batter is retired for the 3rd consecutive inning. And now here's Norby again. His work mildly undone from the solo home run in the first inning as it's now tied at 1. Base is empty, one away. First pitch in, and Norby pulls back on an inside breaking ball. 1-0 to start. Again, Gibson Long really only had one clunker here in his young Tigers tenure. And that was at this park, as the 1-0 pitch is a check swing, called a strike, a generous up and in give, and it's 1-1. But he gave up 9 hits to Akron in just 3 1/3 innings. He has given up a handful of hits, 23 overall, in just 20 1/3. The 1-1. Line drive right to first, but past the glove. This one sneaking into the corner. That's the triples corner at this ballpark. Norby's around first. He's around second. It's dug out deep in the corner, and he's headed to third. Throw gets in, and it's cut off in the outfield while Norby's already at third base with a stand-up triple. 2 hardest legs of the cycle out of the way for Norby just in the 3rd inning. His 2nd triple of the season, and Bowie has the go-ahead run 90 feet away with 1 out for Cesar Prieto. Prieto flew out to center field his last time up, which would probably get the job done here. The infield will play in with 1 out. First pitch home, and Prieto watches it down and away. 1-0 to start. This series is going to be interesting for Cesar Prieto. This is not the opportunity to do it, but his bunting had taken a bit of a dip down. The 1-0 pitch. Prieto watches it bounce in. Count to 2-0. Over the entire 12-game homestand that Bowie had against Somerset and then Altoona, I don't recall Cesar Prieto laying down a single successful bunt. Not even a bunt single, but even just a sacrifice bunt. He just couldn't get it into fair territory. The 2-0 pitch. Swinging a bouncer, foul, over to the right side, high chop, and it's 2-1. Runner at third, 1 away here in the top of the 3rd inning. A 1-1 ball game, thanks to Connor Norby's triple. He's got a chance to maybe come home quickly. Gibson Long sets. 2-1 to Prieto. Grounded over to second. They're gonna throw back to third. They tag Norby. Oh, the Baysox have been burned so many times this season on these ground balls with the infield played in, getting thrown out at home. It happened twice in the last homestand. And the first time all year, they finally decide to not send the runner, and they still get burned. They still get burned. That's a 4-5 choice. Prieto reaches, but now there's 2 outs. Here's Hudson Haskin. First pitch in. And Haskin watches a called strike. Hits on the inside edge. It's 0-1. Haskin flew out to right field back in the 1st inning. As Gibson Long has a lot more breathing room now to try and keep this game tied. Here's the next. And Haskin fouls it off behind the screen and out of the ballpark. It's 0-2. Bowie had multiple runners stranded at third over their last couple of losses. They had a runner thrown out trying to score 2 days ago, or 2 games ago, I should say, on a similar play as the 0-2 pitch. Misses high, a fastball. That one came in toward the chin. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Next pitch will be number 50 for Gibson Long, though, so on what will potentially just be the 9th out of his day. That's at least something that Bowie can work with. They want to try and get through the Erie starters as quickly as they can this week. Pickoff throw to first. No tag, not even a slide back in. Erie has the best ERA in the Eastern League from starting pitchers this season. And it's not too particularly close either. So if Bowie can at least drag them out for a while, even if they don't score a lot of runs, that would be helpful. The 1-2, Haskin swings and misses. Bowie gets a runner to third with 1 out, and they do nothing with it. Bottom of the third coming up, a tie game. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Most people don't know what a steam fitter is. More importantly, what we do and how much it impacts you. Just take a moment to think about what your world would look like if you didn't have the ability to generate electricity, to have heating or air conditioning, microchip production, internet service, web-based storage, cellular service, and frozen or refrigerated produce. Could you imagine? And these are just some of the things that we impact. Please visit steamfitters-602.org and let's talk about how we can bring value to you.
Pest Now is proud to partner with the Bowie Baysox and provide their pest control services. For all your residential and commercial pest control needs, call Pest Now. For general pest control, termite control, mosquito control, and all other pest control services, call Pest Now. You can reach us at 301-231-8300 or visit us online at www.pestnow.com.
The best way to take in a Baysox game is with a group outing at Prince George's Stadium. Everything from entertaining clients to birthday parties and even fundraising opportunities for your team, the Baysox offer plenty of options for your group at unbeatable rates with plenty of options on suites, seats, and decks around the ballpark. Your group can eat their fill and have an unforgettable time. Find out more and schedule your group outing by calling 301-464-4880 or going to Baysox.com.
Bottom of the third inning here in Erie as it's still tied at 1. Bowie had a golden opportunity with runner at third and one out in the third and couldn't do anything with it. Connor Norby got thrown out on a grounder with the infield played in. A tale told too many times from the Baysox this year as Trey Cruz leads off. Switch hitter bats lefty, and the first pitch to him misses up and away a fastball. It's 1-0 to start. Cruz making his Double-A debut. Promoted from High A West Michigan, just ahead of this game as the 1-0 pitch. This is outside, 2 balls and no strikes. With West Michigan, Cruz had a .233 average and a .721 OPS in 109 games. As Brennan Hannafy fires the next, it's down inside, 3-0. Cruz had 19 doubles and 4 triples, 8 home runs, 52 runs batted in. Here's the next. 4-pitch walk. Fastball missed outside. Go-ahead run opens the inning on base. And now goes back to the top of the lineup for Daniel Cabrera. Cabrera opened the first inning with a line out to center field. That was on a 1-1 pitch. You've got to be mindful with Cruz here as the first pitch home is called a strike. A fastball in the upper inside corner. It's 0-1 because you've got a left-hander in the box. Cruz was 15 from 19 in his stolen base attempts at High A, and it doesn't seem to be that anyone is playing close enough to the bag to try and get a stealing base runner. The 0-1. This is down and in, and it's a ball and a strike. Daryl Hernandez is playing his first game at shortstop for Bowie. Here in his debut as well. I imagine Norby would be the one to try and receive a throw if the runner tries to steal. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Little half-hearted attempt on a low breaking ball, and Cabrera couldn't stop himself as the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Runner at first, no one out here in the bottom of the third. A 1-1 ball game. As Hannafy sets, first base side of the rubber, out of the stretch. Runner goes, the pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. Roberts fires a missile to second, but it's late. The catch was not made. Hernandez couldn't hold on to it. Cruz steals second here on his first attempt at the base paths in Double-A. Second strikeout for Brennan Hannafy, but now with only 1 out, there's a runner in scoring position that you've got to contend with in a game that is already tied at 1. Dane Myers digs in. First pitch. Myers bounces it to third. Prieto gloves, holds the runner, fires to first, a bit low but dug out. That is a fantastic rebound out for Hannafy and for the Bowie defense as a whole. Takes away the opportunity of potentially advancing the runner. And now with 2 outs, it's got to be a base hit for Altoona to get it done, or for Erie to get it done. All season, you get those 6-game series, you get used to saying one team's name, and then as soon as you change, you get caught up saying the other team's name for just maybe 1 or 2 days more. Here's Parker Meadows. He flew out to left field back in the first inning. Runner at second, 2 away in the bottom of the third. Hannafy fires the first, and it's called a strike. Fastball nicks the lower inside corner. It's 0-1. You can tell that this game is going to be tense, perhaps this entire series, since we're seeing runners in scoring position constantly already. As the 0-1 pitch is swung on and ticked into the mid of the catcher. It's 0-2. Bowie had first and third back in the second inning, but they only did that after the first 2 batters struck out. They had the 1-out triple in the third, got nothing out of that. Erie had a runner at second with 2 outs in the second. Now they have a runner at second here with 2 outs. They had it with just only 1 out here in the third. But Hannafy, a chance for his 3rd strikeout and a scoreless frame. He steps off of the rubber. Right side of the infield playing fairly deep, but in a routine position, even for the left-hander Meadows. 0-2 pitch. Swinging a piece. Bounced it away from the catcher, and the count stays. Hannafy still has just a little bit of sunlight directly in front of the mound that he's working with. Another 0-2. Misses down and in, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. The shadows from the facility open themselves up for a stretch between first and third and across the entire mound. But everything between the mound and home plate is shaded. The 1-2 pitch. Swinging a piece. Top half of the wood on a fastball high. Hannafy is dancing on the zone, and Meadows is just getting a small handle on some of them. See if he brings out that sinker now. Try and go the other way to Meadows. The 1-2. Breaking ball, lofted into shallow center field. Tough play for Watson. They're sliding, they're diving. Did someone come up with it? The left fielder, Toby Welk, slides through a trio and makes the catch to end the inning. Hernandez, Watson, and Welk were all in a triangle. Watson and Welk nearly collided, and Welk came down with the ball to save a run and end the inning. Fortunately, everyone's okay, above all else. As we go to the 4th, we're tied. It's 1-1. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
On the Green Incorporated is your lawn care team, providing professional organic-based lawn care programs for residential and commercial lawns. Our lawn care programs provide ballpark quality results. Each service is custom tailored with guaranteed results for even the toughest lawns. On the Green also offers outdoor pest control services. Mosquitoes, ants, ticks, and more. Safely and effectively control insects and enjoy the outdoors this summer with On the Green Incorporated. Go to onthegreeninc.com.
Baseball is a game of specialists. Base stealers, closers, cleanup hitters. Together, they help their team stand out from the rest. Specialists also help set Chesapeake Employers Insurance apart from other workers' compensation insurance companies. Our health services team includes orthopedic surgeons, nurse case managers, a physical therapist, and more, all to get your employee back to work, contain costs, and keep premiums down. That's teamwork. To learn more, connect with your agent or visit Chesapeake Employers at CEIWC.com.
The best way to take in a Baysox game is with a group outing at Prince George's Stadium. Everything from entertaining clients to birthday parties and even fundraising opportunities for your team, the Baysox offer plenty of options for your group at unbeatable rates with plenty of options on suites, seats, and decks around the ballpark. Your group can eat their fill and have an unforgettable time. Find out more and schedule your group outing by calling 301-464-4880 or going to Baysox.com.
Fans Cares around the corner at Patient First. Urgent care that's open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year. No appointment needed. Learn more at patientfirst.com. Fourth inning here in Erie, a 1-1 ball game as Kobe Mayo leads off for the Baysox. First pitch in from Sawyer Gibson Long is swung on and fouled over to the right side of fastball. It's 0-1 to open. After Mayo, it'll be Adam Hall and then Cody Roberts to bat. Mayo struck out looking back in the second inning. Glad to see him back in the lineup, though, as well. He took a hard hit-by pitch back on Saturday when he was charging up a swing. An inside fastball clipped him, the 0-1. Fouled off his ankle. Oh, goodness. He's down to a knee, gets upright, and is going to walk around and make sure that that ankle is okay. Bowie's athletic trainer had stepped out of the dugout for a second, but now she turns around and heads back in. But yeah, Mayo was charging a swing and then took an inside fastball directly off of his right bicep. That's the back arm for the right-handed batter. And it sidelined him for the rest of the game and then into the next day. So just glad that he's back. Now the 0-2 pitch, and Mayo watches slider miss away. A ball and 2 strikes here. Bowie has had a runner at third in each of the last 2 innings. They've not been able to put the leadoff batter on base yet today, which is pretty odd for them. Next pitch, swing and a miss. Breaking ball down and away. Mayo is down on strikes for the second time today. 4 overall for Sawyer Gibson Long. All 4 of them have been comprised within just the 4 through 6 batters. Hudson Haskin has 1, Mayo has 2, and now Hall, who steps in, has the other one. Hall struck out swinging in the second. First pitch, and he fouls it off. Bounces over to the third base side, and it's 0-1 to start, but still a good first pitch strike ratio for Sawyer Gibson Long. 15 batters so far, 9 of them have fallen behind 0-1 to start. Next offering. Late swing, and it's poked slowly up the middle. Picked at shortstop on the wrist by Gage Workman, and he fires an easy toss to first base in time. 6-3 put out, and there's 2 away. Cody Roberts up. Walked with 2 outs in the second on a 3-1 count. Outfield has him on a heavy shift. First pitch and he squares, but pulls back as it bounces in. 1-0. I didn't catch this at first. But Parker Meadows in center is well in right center field. Right fielder Cabrera is playing on a mild shift the other way. That's the more important thing, is that they're playing the other way on Roberts as the next pitch is swung on and missed inside. A ball and a strike now. Roberts pulls it maybe a little more often than most, but doesn't actually go the other way too often, only about a third of the time. But that is one of the hardest outfield shifts I've seen all season, the 1-1. Called a strike on the outside edge, it's 1-2. And Sawyer Gibson Long has a pretty good strike rate going for him at the moment. He's at 59 pitches, 38 of them have gone for strikes. 1-2. Roberts fouls it off of home plate, count stays. But again, 1-1 here in the top of the 4th inning. Bowie had the lead in the first. A Connor Norby solo home run. But a 2-out RBI double by Andrew Navigato tied the game in the second. The throw got home, but it hit off of the runner sliding in. The 1-2 pitch. Roberts watches outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes here. But again, Gibson Long is now up to 60 pitches, so at least Bowie is getting something. As the 2-2 is called strike 3. Fastball in the upper inside corner. Bowie goes down in order with 2 strikeouts in the 4th. Bottom of the frame coming up. A 1-1 game. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Sky Shooter Displays by ZY Pyrotechnics will be lighting up the sky with top-of-the-line fireworks shows following Baysox games all season long. We will give you the best bang for your buck. Sky Shooter Displays include traditional shows, true pyro musicals, custom choreographed plays, and much more. The night sky is truly limitless, so don't be shy. Give ZY a try. Find out more by calling us at 570-328-1361 or visit us online, zypyrotechnics.com.
Well, as the baseball season winds down, that means we've got to get ready for football. Friday, September 9th, it's the Baysox football kickoff night at Prince George's Stadium. Getting ready for the college season and the pro season, the Baysox will be giving away a special Adley Rutschman bobblehead. Remember, Adley played college football before he joined the Orioles. It's a free bobblehead for the first 750 fans ages 13 and up. So be sure to join the Baysox football kickoff night on Friday, September 9th. Get your tickets at baysox.com.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print, not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
Back into the fourth inning here in Bowie as the Baysox want to keep it tied at 1. Brennan Hannafy has had to deal with runners in scoring position in the last 2 frames. Stranded a pair, did give up the RBI double in the second, of course, but after giving up that leadoff walk on 4 pitches in the third, to keep it scoreless is fine. Quincy Naporti will lead off. DH flew out to center field back in the second inning. First pitch here, he watches down and inside. Looked to be a bit close, but the count starts out at 1-0. Here's the next. Bounced foul up the third base line, a ball and a strike. After Naporti, it'll be Dylan Dingler and then Gage Workman. Still got that small strip of sunlight that's just basking on the mound right now. Pretty much the rest of the infield taking in shade. The 1-1. Just missed inside. Changeup looked like it probably could have gone. 2 balls and a strike here. Again, the wind still pushing a bit out to right field as Hannafy delivers the next, and it misses inside. 3 balls and a strike on Naporti. His 80 RBI this season is putting him higher and higher in the franchise record books as the 3-1 is lined up the right side and touching down fair. Hitting off the wall on the warning track, but he was so slow out of the box. Quincy Naporti can only get to first. An inside-out swing as you've ever seen. Naporti has hits in back-to-back games now after a bloop single. Second consecutive inning that Erie has put the leadoff batter on base. And now here's Dylan Dingler. Dingler walked in the second inning and scored. First pitch here. Misses inside. Count starts out at 1-0. Again, Dingler has not been the walking type, so for Bowie to walk him as much as they have this season leaves you scratching your head at points. The 1-0 pitch. Inside, 2 balls and no strikes. Dingler walks less than 10% of the time, so 1 out of every 10 plate appearances. He walks in nearly 20% of his plate appearances against Bowie. The 2-0. Called a strike. Hits on the lower outside corner. It's 2-1. Still a 1-1 game here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Bowie's getting some work done against the Erie starter as the 2-1 pitch misses low. 3 balls and a strike. Now the shadows are finally starting to hit the mound as the sun is setting faster and faster. Here's the 3-1. Grounded foul, third base side. Hits off of the tarp, and it runs full. Hannafy hasn't seen too many full counts today. He's It's only the third one. He got Dane Myers to line out in the first. He walked Dingler back in the second. Wants to avoid that here with a runner already at first and no one out. Payoff pitch, runner goes, and it's high. I'd have to imagine that Dylan Dingler has more multi-walk games against the Bay Sox than any team this season. I don't understand why he's walking so much against Bowie alone. But second walk. Now first and second, still no one out, and a mound visit. Yep, that's exactly it. Dylan Dingler has 5 multi-walk games this season, including today. 3 of them are against the Bay Sox. I honestly don't know how to make that stat work, but it's going to lead to a conversation on the mound. Walking through the Eastern League while we got the time, Akron leading Altoona 2-0. Harrisburg and Richmond, they had to start their game in a delay. They're expected to get going in probably about 5-10 minutes. A little bit of rain down in Richmond. Hartford and Reading are just getting started at Dunkin' Donuts Park. Same with New Hampshire and Portland. And then Binghamton and Somerset had a lot of rain just east of us, and they had to postpone their game. They'll try to make it up a little bit later this week. Here's Gage Workman, first and second, no one out. First pitch, and he cracks it out toward deep right center field. Watson's running back, he's looking up. There it goes, 3-run home run. Erie leads. Single walk, 3-run home run, it's 4-1. And now Bowie has a lot of work to do. First pitch to Workman, too. 12th home run of the season for him. He's up to 64 RBI as Hannafy allows his 4th home run. Here's Andrew Navigato, who had the double back in the second inning that tied the game at 1. First pitch into the right-hander. This is down and away, and the count starts out at 1-0. Well, that was bound to happen for Hannafy, and I imagine Erie had anticipated it right away after the struggles that Hannafy is having right now in simply finding the strike zone. His strike rate is hovering only around 50% at the moment, which is not the best, as the 1-1 misses down and away. It's 2-1. Again, you want a strike rate at least around 60. And after walking Dingler for the second time, you knew he was just going to serve up something in the zone. Next pitch is fouled off. It's 2-2. That's exactly what Workman was ready for, and that's exactly what he took deep. So now Bowie trails by 3. Still nobody out either here in the 4th inning. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Third on the day for Hannafy. Too little too late, though, here in the 4th inning. As Brian Packard will bat. Again, a lot of game left to be played, a lot of series left to be played, but Bowie needs a lot of work from the entire team. First pitch to Packard is popped up. Out toward left field. Well, curling around now, running, sprinting back to his left and makes the catch. He had jogged to his right and down toward the infield a long ways, probably about 20 feet, before making a hard left turn and sprinting back out towards center field. Finally pulled it down. And now there's 2 away here in the 4th. Here's Trey Cruz. Walked on 4 pitches in his first plate appearance. First pitch here is called a strike. It's on the lower outside corner. It's 0-1. Next offering misses wide, and it's a ball and a strike now. I'm not going to get over that stat, though, that Dylan Dingler has only 5 games this season where he has drawn multiple walks, and now 3 of them have been because of Baysox pitchers. I don't understand how that happens. As Cruz checks his swing on a low pitch, home plate umpire rings him up, and the count's a ball on 2 strikes here. Here's the next. Called strike 3. Fastball hits on the upper outside corner. Hannafy ends the inning, but not before giving up a 3-run home run. 5th inning coming up. Bowie trails by 3. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
If you're working in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area as a pipe fitter, pipe welder, or HVAC service technician, and you're interested in a better life, a better means to provide for yourself and your family, a way to make sure that you're earning the highest wages and the best benefits in our industry. Visit our website at steamfitters-602.org. That's steamfitters-602.org. And let's talk about what we can do to help change your life.
Hey, coffee lovers. Know where you'll find the world's freshest cup of coffee? Right here at Royal Farms. Because with our new brewing system, it takes less than a minute to go from selecting the kind of coffee you want to this. Ah, the freshest, most flavorful cup of coffee you can buy is at Royal Farms. So try one. It'll be love at first sip. Because it's the freshest coffee in the world. Real fresh, real fast, Royal Farms.
Hey kids, the Baysox Futures Club is the best way to be a fan of the Baysox, and it's completely free for kids ages 3 through 12. Futures Club members get access to special members-only events, discount ticket offers, and free gifts for just signing up. Parents, head over to Baysox.com to sign up your kids, so don't miss out on all the promotions and giveaways at Prince George's Stadium this season and next. The Baysox Futures Club. Sign up now at Baysox.com.
Well, the Baysox have to cover some ground now as they had an early 1-0 lead. Erie was able to just sneak through a run in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Brennan Hannafy could not find the strike zone easily to open the 4th. Gave up single walk, 3-run home run. And now as we move to the 5th, it'll be 8-9-1 for the Baysox, set to bat against Sawyer Gibson-Long. Toby Welk will lead it off. He singled up the middle back in the 2nd inning. Righty on righty as they've just flicked on the lights here at UPMC Park. Now with the sun pretty much out of the main equation. First pitch to Welk is called a strike. It's on the outside corner. It's 0-1. 5 in a row retired by Gibson-Long. 3 of them by strikeout. He's up to 5 on the day as the 0-1 pitch is lined out toward left field, but this one will pull foul. 0-2 here on Welk. Well, the wind whipping a bit out to center now after pushing hard out toward right. The 0-2. Welk peels back on an up and in fastball. It's a ball and 2 strikes now. Well, the wind really plays around at this ballpark. That's partly because of the lake. Doesn't help you too much in terms of predicting anything. As the 1-2 is a line drive cracked out toward left center field. They had him shifted the other way. This one will roll all the way to the wall. Welk with an easy track into second base. He'll stop there. Leadoff double for Toby Welk, his 5th of the season. And the Baysox have their first leadoff batter on base tonight. Still needing to get some work done, however, as they trail by 3. Zach Watson will step in. Watson grounded out to the shortstop his last time up. As Gibson-Long holds set. He works on the extreme first base side of the rubber. He's just got his toes on the white block. First pitch. Watson watches outside a fastball. It's 1-0 to start. That was the 67th pitch for Sawyer Gibson-Long. So, while Bowie was stressing him a little bit thanks to a 25-pitch second inning, he's settling. This inning could really make or break the start. See if he finishes and gets into a sixth. The 1-0. Watson pulls back on a down and in breaking ball. It's 2-0. And again, this is what Bowie really needs, is extending appearances against starting pitchers. Erie has not had the best bullpen this year. They've blown a handful of games. The Baysox know that all too well themselves. The 2-0. Watson, a hard chopper over towards short, but it's off the wrist. Workman can't glove it. Everyone is safe on the E6. Workman commits his 14th error in 72 games at shortstop this year. You could see how he was thinking. His eyes were looking to third while he didn't have the ball all the way in his glove just yet. He wanted to think about that lead runner. He was trying to make the turn to go to first when he realized there wasn't going to be a chance at third. And in that small change of decision, he lost the ball. So an E6 puts them at the corners for Daryl Hernaiz. A pair of groundouts to start his debut, but he's a potential tying run here. First pitch, Hernaiz watches curveball miss inside. It's 1-0 to start. He hit it to third base back in the first inning, and then to second base in the third. Really neither of which would be too helpful here. They might bring in a run. Well, that's a tough trade-off when you trail by 3. The 1-0. Hernaiz fouls it off. Good barrel, but it slices out of play onto the second deck. Out by the right field corner here at UPMC Park. It's 1-1. Bowie trails here in the top of the 5th inning. Here's the next. Line drive fouled off again to the right side. It's 1-2. Zach Watson has a couple of stolen bases under his belt this year, but I can't imagine Bowie risks it with a lefty, or with a righty in the box, I should say, against Dylan Dingler. The 1-2. He reaches for it and pokes it to third. They might have had a play at the plate, but instead they throw it to first, and Cruz threw it high. Cruz second-guessed himself, allowed the run to score, and couldn't get it to Myers properly. Hernaiz is safe with an RBI here in his debut, and the Baysox get one back. It's 4-2. A questionable decision from the third baseman here in his debut. And that's going to be the second consecutive error for the Seawolves infield. Zach Watson advances to second base. Hernaiz is aboard. It's going to lead to a mound visit because now the tying run is on base for Connor Norby, of all people. As Dan Rickaball has a quick chat, we do have time to tell you about our friends over at On the Green Incorporated. They're celebrating 25 years of providing custom lawn care and pest control programs. They've got guaranteed results for your residential and commercial lawns. If you're having trouble just as, the winter months start to approach, the temperatures are dipping, give them a call. They can help turn whatever you've got, a sand lot, something just all right, but you want to spruce it up, make it nice and lush. You mention this ad, you'll receive a discount on your first lawn care or pest control service. Enjoy the outdoors this summer, or what remains of this summer, leading into the winter and the fall, with On the Green Inc. by going to onthegreeninc.com or calling 410-695-0444. So now Bowie with a major chance. A double and consecutive errors by the Seawolves infield have first and second aboard with no one out, while the Baysox now just trail by 2. First pitch to Connor Norby is swung on and cracked out toward deep left center field. Meadows is running back a long way. He's out of room. It's gone. Connor Norby says goodbye. His third multi-home run game. A go-ahead 3-run shot in the 5th. And Bowie leads 5-4. I'd say I don't believe what I just saw, but I just saw it. It's right there. You can't take that away. Connor Norby is on it. I wish we had some of the statistics, but they don't provide that at this ballpark compared to Prince George's Stadium, as Gibson Long allows his 4th home run of the season. Of course, 2 of those runs are unearned. First pitch in to Cesar Pareto, misses inside. Here's the next to Prieto, swinging a piece. It's off of home plate. And it's a ball and a strike now. Prieto is 0 for 2 on the day. He flew out to center field in the 1st inning. Reached on a force, or a fielder's choice, I should say, back in the 3rd. It was a tag, not a force out. They've got a shift on for the lefty as the 1-1 pitch. This is down and inside. It's 2 balls and a strike. Well, what a massive turnaround for the Baysox right now. A team that understood the assignment coming into this game. The message from Kyle Moore has been clear as the 2-1 to Prieto is bounced to first, backhanded by Dane Myers. A slow turn and an easy jog back to the bag is finally the first out of the inning. That should have ended the inning for Erie. After the 2 errors, anything from this point on would be unearned. But fortunately, the Baysox do have the 5-4 lead. As I was saying, the message has been clear from Kyle Moore pretty much since the start of the homestand. First pitch to Hudson Haskin, he tried to surprise a bunt, but didn't get a good square on it. It nicks off of his bat outside, and it's 0-1. Bowie leads 5-4 with the bases empty and 1 out here in the top of the 5th. But that message ahead of the 12-game homestand was that things do not get easier for the Baysox. The 0-1 pitch. Haskin swings and misses up and away. It's 0-2. After Bowie only won 2 games in their 7-game series on the road against Akron, things were looking a bit bleak. But Kyle Moore made sure that he had everyone understanding that there's talent on this team. There's the potential to go up against these other teams, but it doesn't get easier. And right now, Bowie is showing that they can still stay on top of it. The 0-2 pitch. Haskin watches well outside. Skims off of the catcher a little bit and rolls away. It runs the count to a ball and 2 strikes. Haskin 0 for 2 on the day. Struck out swinging his last time up. With a mild shift on for the right-hander. Here's the next, and Haskin fouls it off to the right side. So the errors have helped Bowie in more ways than one, because of course it led to the unearned runs that have given the Baysox the lead again. But at the same time, drastically extended this inning for Sawyer Gibson-Long in a way that no one really anticipated, and it's only going to help the Baysox more so. The 1-2. Haskin takes a half swing. Did that get him on the hand? They're going to appeal to the base umpire to see if he swung, and he did not. So Haskin will be granted first base. You have to check to see if he swung, because if you swing at a pitch that you've gotten hit by, it does not count as a hit by pitch. It just counts as a swing and a miss for a strike. So Haskin, the dugout's magnet, gets tagged for yet another hit by pitch. I think that's 21 this season, 21. A new career high in a single season for Haskin. But again, that's why he wears that small protection just over his right hand. It's practically just like a half glove. Doesn't affect anything from his actual palm on the inside, but the back of his hand is fully covered. So now here's Kobe Mayo. Runner at first, 1 away. First pitch. Mayo watches down, and it's 1-0 to start. Now, one of the problems with this ballpark is that you can't see too easily if there's anyone warming in the home bullpen. There are a few bodies that obstruct that view, but it doesn't seem to be that there is anyone getting loose. They're sticking with Gibson-Long as the 1-0 pitch. Mayo rips it on the line to third, but it's off the glove of Cruz. He goes to second for 1, back to first, and it's in time. Haskin had to delay his takeoff at first because, of course, if it was caught, he could have gotten doubled up at first, but he gets doubled up anyway. 5-4-3 twin killing ends the inning, but not before Bowie cracks back through. Thanks to a couple of errors, a 3-run home run by Connor Norby gives the Baysox the lead. As we go to the bottom of the fifth, halfway home, Bowie leads 5-4. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
If you own or operate a building or facility, or if you're a general contractor that is located or operates in the D.C. area, there is no doubt that it is important for you to have the best trained and most qualified people working for you. Members of Steamfitters UA Local 602 provide the highest level of HVAC, mechanical, and specialty piping services to the various customers we serve. For more information about the services we provide and for a list of companies you can hire, please visit steamfitters-602.org.
Baseball is a game of specialists. Base stealers, closers, cleanup hitters. Together, they help their team stand out from the rest. Specialists also help set Chesapeake Employers Insurance apart from other workers' compensation insurance companies. Our health services team includes orthopedic surgeons, nurse case managers, a physical therapist, and more, all to get your employee back to work, contain costs, and keep premiums down. That's teamwork. To learn more, connect with your agent or visit Chesapeake Employers at CEIWC.com.
Everyone deserves a great smile, and Rad Orthodontics is here to help you, Bowie Baysox fans. Rad Orthodontics accepts most insurance, and whether it's braces or Invisalign aligners, anyone can get the smile they've always wanted with our flexible payment options. With two of the country's leading orthodontists right here in the D.C. area, we love to see Baysox fans smile with confidence. So get that amazing smile you deserve. Visit radsmile.com today and book your free consult. That's radsmile.com for Rad Orthodontics, official smile provider of the Bowie Baysox.
Well, it is always a pleasure to have you along for the ride as we continue on here from UPMC Park in Erie. Matt Sabatis with you. Thank you so much for stopping by as we've got a game that lives up to expectations so far. Bowie leads 5-4. They led 1-0. The game was tied at 1. A 3-run home run for Erie made it 4-1. And then a 3-run home run from Connor Norby made it 5-4. As we move to the fifth, the Baysox, however, are making a pitching change. Brennan Hannafy, despite now Bowie leading, is not going to get a chance at the win today. He only throws 4 innings, and Adam Stauffer will take over. First pitch to Daniel Cabrera, the leadoff man, watches a high fastball called for strike. It's 0-1. Hannafy tossed 4 innings. He allowed just 3 hits, but 4 runs, and all were earned. And that's what happens on tough timed walks. The 0-1 is called for a strike at the knees, 0-2. And if he did strike out 4, but walked 3 batters and did allow a home run. As Adam Stauffer takes over, an 0-2 count on Cabrera, who's 0-2 on the day. The next pitch is just inside. Fastball missed, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Adam Stauffer, a 6'7", 240-pound right-hander, 19th round draft selection in 2017 from Coatesville High School here in Pennsylvania, fires the 1-2. And it bounces in. That curveball was probably about 5 feet in front of home plate. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Stauffer on the season for Bowie has 22 appearances. He's gone 4-2, a 3.36 ERA, and 56 1/3 innings. He holds at the waist, steps forward, now high, and fires. 2-2 misses low, and it's full here on the first batter. Stauffer has 62 strikeouts against 27 walks. He has allowed 6 home runs. And now the 3-2 to Cabrera. Down and away. Leadoff walk after Stauffer had him ahead. No balls and 2 strikes. The walks have been burning Bowie lately. It happened plenty in the Somerset series. A handful of times in the Altoona series. And so far, 2 of the 3 walks that Hannafy allowed came around to score. And now here's Dane Myers. 0-2 day for him, a ground out to third, his last time up. First pitch into the right-hander and a curveball. Misses inside, it's 1-0. That's 5 consecutive out of the zone for Adam Stauffer after starting ahead on Cabrera 0-2. Tall righty sets at the waist. Here's the 1-0. And Cabrera swings and misses on an inside fastball. It's 1-1. Stauffer is coming off of just 1 appearance in the Altoona series. He tossed a scoreless inning. A week ago today, his only appearance was in the series opener. He came in
for the 7th. Here's the next. Called a strike, lower outside corner. It's a ball and 2 strikes, but it wasn't without worry. Stauffer loaded the bases with no one out in that 7th inning. Gave up a leadoff double and then walked back-to-back batters before getting a pop out and a double play. Runner at first, no one out. Pickoff throw to first is late, but they got it close. I think Stauffer had the throw in just a little bit low. Kobe Mayo did run his glove into the dirt there while trying to slide the tag over, and that probably saved precious milliseconds. 1-2 pitch. Bounced in front of the plate. Stauffer gloves. Doesn't think about second, just goes to first. Don't risk it. It is only a 1-run lead, so that is a tying run now into scoring position, but a 1-3 put out. And Myers is retired, a productive out. As Parker Meadows steps up. 2 flyouts to left field.
Oh, Parker!
Stauffer holds. Finally, the first pitch. Fastball up and away. 1-0 to start. Stauffer didn't allow anything run-wise in the most recent homestand for Bowie. He's been a once-a-series kind of pitcher. This is only his 5th appearance in August as the 1-0. Is called for a strike in the upper outside corner. It's 1-1. And his role has always been so fluid for the Baysox. Sometimes he tosses 1 inning, sometimes he tosses 3. Today is the kind of day where you might anticipate 3 innings out of him. Runner at second, 1 away, the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Off speed, outside, and it's a ball and 2 strikes now. But again, after just 4 innings from Hannafy, Stauffer might be called upon for at least 2. The 1-2 here. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Got him with a fastball up and away, and Meadows is retired. First strikeout for Stauffer, 5th overall for Baysox pitching. And now here's Quincy Naporti. He singled to open up the 4th inning. He scored what was the go-ahead run at the time for Erie on Gage Workman's 3-run home run. Bowie leads 5-4 now here in the bottom of the 5th. First pitch. Naporti swings through it. Now, I think he got a piece, but it rolls off of the catcher and away. So it's 0-1 to start. Leadoff walk to Cabrera, and a ground out pushed him to second base. But a strikeout to follow, and perhaps the Baysox can maintain this 1-run lead and hopefully build some ground in the top of the 6th. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Curveball down and inside. It's 0-2. I was having discussions a little bit earlier today just with some of the folks here in Erie about what the implications of this series might mean, because, of course, they're playing for potential playoff games as well, just as Bowie is, as the 0-2. Misses down and away, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. And there's really so many ways that this series could go. It's quite interesting. But if the 2 sides split it, well, then that does no one really any good. The 1-2 pitch, way high, fastball misses. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Good snap up from Cody Roberts. Because if the 2 sides split the 6-game series, then we're back at square one, but with only 12 games to play. The 2-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. A heavy curveball down and away, and Naporti is caught fishing. Leadoff walk, stranded at second base, and as we go to the 6th, Bowie leads 5-4. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Sky Shooter Displays by ZY Pyrotechnics will be lighting up the sky with top-of-the-line fireworks shows following Baysox games all season long. We will give you the best bang for your buck. Sky Shooter Displays include traditional shows, true pyro musicals, custom choreographed plays, and much more. The night sky is truly limitless, so don't be shy. Give ZY a try. Find out more by calling us at 570-328-1361 or visit us online, zypyrotechnics.com.
It's not baseball season without fireworks, and you can always count on the biggest and best at Prince George's Stadium. There's no better way to cap off a fun evening at the ballpark than a spectacular fireworks show. And the Baysox have got you covered this season with 16 different shows to choose from. So get your tickets now at Baysox.com. You've got 4 fireworks shows in August to watch out for: Friday the 19th, Saturday the 20th, Friday the 26th, and Saturday the 27th. Hope to see you there.
Now is proud to partner with the Bowie Baysox and provide their pest control services. For all your residential and commercial pest control needs, call Pest Now. For general pest control, termite control, mosquito control, and all other pest control services, call Pest Now. You can reach us at 301-231-8300 or visit us online at www.pestnow.com.
Sixth inning here in Erie as the Baysox lead 5-4. Seawolves are going back with Sawyer Gibson-Long here in the frame, as he is getting a little bit north of 80 pitches now. Had to deal with 2 different errors in the 5th inning that allowed multiple unearned runs to score. Seeing if he can get a cleaner frame from the defense here. First pitch to Adam Hall, however, is driven out toward deep right center field. Cabrera and Meadows running back to the warning track in the wall. Meadows crosses over and makes the catch. The center fielder took it away at the warning track. Fortunately, Cabrera heard the call from the center fielder. He's the one that has to make those calls. Ran it down the rest of the way and took away what could have been an extra base hit from Adam Hall. Well struck ball. But it's 1 out to start the inning. Here's Cody Roberts. First pitch, called a strike in the upper inside corner. It's 0-1. Roberts 0 for 1 in the day. Struck out looking back in the 4th inning. He walked in the 2nd with 2 outs. As the 0-1 pitch is a slow bouncer deep into the hole to the right side. Scooped by the second baseman Navigado and gotten to first in time. 4-3 put out, and there's 2 away. Been a good mix of flyouts to groundouts as well from Sawyer Gibson-Long. He's making things work. That was the 4th groundout against 9 flyouts total. So not perfect, but at least there's a few mixed in. Here's Toby Welk, first pitch. Oh, a high fastball called for strike. A little generous, but it's 0-1 to start. Welk on a 2 for 2 day. Welk and Connor Norby have all 5 of Bowie's hits, the 0-1. Down and inside, and it's a ball and a strike. Welk singled in the 2nd inning with 2 outs. He doubled to open the 5th inning and came home to score on an error. As the 1-1 pitch is ripped up the third base line, but bouncing foul, and it's a ball and 2 strikes here. That was the 90th for Sawyer Gibson-Long. And again, considering the trouble that Erie has had with their bullpen at points this season, this is exactly what they've needed out of him to at least get through 6 innings. They just haven't gotten what they need from the defense to match Gibson-Long. The 1-2 pitch. Outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Welk. The sun's setting further and further here in Erie. You can still see some blue skies with a couple of red tints out past center. The 2-2. Swung on and missed for strike 3. It's high. That's the 6th strikeout for Sawyer Gibson-Long to finish his 6th inning. He's probably done, though, as we move to the bottom of the 6th. Bowie still leads 5-4. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Are you interested in beginning or expanding on a career in the pipe fitting, pipe welding, or HVAC service industry? Are you interested in a career path that will set you up for life without experiencing any college debt? If you are interested in these things and you live in the DC area, the Steamfitters UA Local 602 Apprenticeship Program is the best choice for you. For more information about our apprenticeship program and how to apply, please visit steamfitters-602.org. That's steamfitters-602.org.
A birthday bash with the Baysox is the best time at the ballpark. Bring your friends and family out to celebrate and be the star of the show. Dance on the dugout with Louie, play games in the stadium, introduce a batter in the game, and you'll even get to have the stadium sing for you. Baysox birthday parties, an unforgettable, one-of-a-kind experience at Prince George's Stadium. Book yours by calling 301-464-4880 or at baysox.com.
It takes time to get rich, flavorful coffee beans from the lush mountain regions of Colombia and Brazil to Royal Farms. But less than a minute to get yourself a delicious hot cup of the finest and freshest coffee in the world. Because Royal Farms' new Swiss-made coffee machines grind those rich, flavorful coffee beans and brew them one magnificent cup at a time. It's why Royal Farms makes the freshest and best coffee in the world. Real fresh, real fast. Royal Farms.
Bottom of the sixth inning here in Erie as the Baysox lead 5-4. Adam Stauffer on for his second inning of relief. 5, 6, and 7 in the Erie lineup set to bat. First pitch into Dylan Dingler is up and in a fastball. Start the count out at 1-0. Dingler has drawn 2 walks today. As the next is a breaking ball called for strike in the lower outside corner. It's 1-1. After Dingler, Gage Workman, and then Andrew Navagato set to bat. As Stauffer deals the next, it bounces in, 2 balls and a strike. Well, I mentioned it. Dingler has 5 games this season where he has drawn 2 walks. He's never drawn 3 walks in a game. As the 2-1 pitch is fouled off, back to the screen, it's 2-2. Of the 5 games, including today, that Dingler has 2 walks in, 3 of them have come against Bowie. And he's played in 101 games. There's something about Bowie. I'm not sure why. The 2-2, up and in. And it's ball 3. As Bowie, maybe they're thinking too much about him. I'm not sure. His bat can almost be a little two-dimensional at points. The 3-2. Inside ball 4. A season high 3 walks for Dylan Dingler. I don't even know how to describe this right now. I don't. Of all the batters in the lineup to walk 3 times, so the leadoff batter is aboard for the 3rd consecutive inning for Erie. Make that the 4th consecutive inning. First pitch to Gage Workman is called a strike. It's on the upper inside corner. It's 0-1. Workman hit the 3-run home run in the 4th inning after Brendan Hanafy gave up a single and a walk to Dingler. Here's the 0-1. Line drive deep out to left, but foul. Run the count to 0-2. Runner at first, no one out. Now the 0-2. Fastball called strike 3. Hit on the outside edge. Roberts was thinking about throwing back to first, but he couldn't make the transfer. Still strike 3, however. 3rd strikeout for Adam Stauffer in the 7th overall for Bowie pitching. And now here's Andrew Navagato. First pitch. Curveball misses outside. And it's 1-0 to start. Navigado a 1-for-2 day. He doubled to drive in a run in the second inning, struck out swinging in the fourth. Here's the 1-0. Called a strike in the upper inside corner, and the count runs even at a ball and a strike here. Here's the next, inside. 2 balls and a strike on Navigado. As Bowie leads 5-4 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. A pivotal game to open up a 6-game tilt with Erie here on the road. Here's the 1-2, or the 2-1 rather, fouled off. Hit over to the right side, and the count stays even at 2. It's a 3-pitch offering for Stauffer. 4-seamer, then a curve and a change. You can at least tell he's moving that fastball well around the zone today. Just need to keep that going. Runner at first, 1 away. The 2-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Back throw to first is late. High fastball, though, gets Navigado. That time they tried to get the throw to first a little bit easier since it was a right-hander in the box instead of a lefty. And after the leadoff walk, back-to-back strikeouts for Stauffer to jump right back into it. Now Bryant Packard. 0-for-2 day for the left-hander. Grounded out to first in the second. Flew out to left in the fourth. First pitch here, bounces in. Roberts keeps it in front. Count starts out at 1-0. It actually came to a rest, I think, in between the umpire's legs. Well, the count starts out at 1-0. A couple of nice clouds, still getting a little bit of that setting sun out past left field. Over the massive arena wall here at UPMC Park. The 1-0 is a breaking ball, popped up. Gets out of play left side. And the count runs even at a ball and a strike. One misses down and away. And it's 2 balls and a strike here on Packard. Two 2-1 is Hoya hammered out toward deep left center field. Watson sprinting, curling around, he slides, but it's off of the wall. This will score Dingler. Can't be walking batters. That's the 3rd time today. Dingler has walked and scored either a tying or go-ahead run. It's 5-5. Again, I know it's easier said than done. Just say don't walk batters, but my goodness. And now with the go-ahead run in scoring position, here's Trey Cruz.
Come on, Trey.
First pitch misses. Well, for one day for Cruz. He walked and stole a base in the 3rd, struck out swinging in the 4th. As the next pitch, it's called a strike on a high fastball. It's 1-2, or 1-1 rather. Leadoff walk for Dingler. 2 strikeouts, and then an RBI double for Bryant Packard. Here he's tied the game up again at 5. As the 1-1 misses high, 2 balls and a strike. Erie has tied the game twice today in the exact same fashion after Dingler drew a walk. An RBI double with 2 outs brought him home. Dingler has walked 3 times, scored all 3 times. And that's been a big factor into Bowie right now. The 2-1. Outside, 3 balls and a strike. Runner at second, 2 away in the bottom of the 6th. The 3-1. High ball 4. Third walk for Stauffer today, 6th overall for Baysox pitching. Back to the top of the lineup for Cabrera. Stauffer has had a tough month with the walks. He's walked 13 batters here in August over 5 appearances. First pitch to Cabrera is bounced to short. Picked up by Hernaiz, and he can take it to second to force out Cruz. The inning is over on a 6 unassisted, but Erie ties the game again. After a leadoff walk, a 2-out RBI double makes it 5-5. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
From sprains to stitches, sore throats to stomach aches, and pulled muscles to poison ivy, care is around the corner at Patient First. Walk in to see a doctor from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year. X-rays, lab tests, and prescription drugs are on site, and most major insurance plans are accepted. For routine illnesses and injuries, Patient First is here for you. Patient First, the name fits.
Patient First, proud partner of the Bowie Baysox, open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day.
When your commercial plumbing project calls for a job done safely and on time, then your job calls for the plumbers of Local 5 Washington, D.C. Local 5 will always deliver the most skilled and well-trained plumbing craftsmen in the DMV. If you're a contractor who needs safe jobs done well, you need the plumbers of Local 5 Washington, D.C. Start your partnership with them today. Visit local5plumbers.org. That's local5plumbers.org.
Well, as the baseball season winds down, that means we've got to get ready for football. Friday, September 9th, it's the Baysox football kickoff night at Prince George's Stadium. Getting ready for the college season and the pro season, the Baysox will be giving away a special Adley Rutschman bobblehead. Remember, Adley played college football before he joined the Orioles. It's a free bobblehead for the first 750 fans ages 13 and up. So be sure to join the Baysox football kickoff night on Friday, September 9th. Get your tickets at baysox.com.
We're on to the 7th inning in a tie game here at UPMC Park in Erie. Baysox have had 2 different leads in this game. They did trail by 3 at one point as well. But a 1-0 lead in the first, a 5-4 lead in the 5th. It's 5-5 now as we move to the top of the 7th. Erie makes a pitching change as right-hander Yaya Shentuf comes out of the bullpen. Sawyer Gibson-Long is fortunate to take a no decision now after Erie tied the game in the bottom of the 6th. Get your Gibson-Long's numbers in a second as Shentuf will deal with the number 9 batter, Zach Watson, to start. First pitch, and Watson fouls it off to the right side. 0-1 to open. Gibson-Long fired 6 innings. He gave up 5 hits and 5 runs. Only 3 of them were earned. He struck out 6 batters and walked only 1. He allowed 2 home runs, both to Connor Norby. All 5 of Bowie's hits have been isolated to just 2 batters. Next pitch. Watson watches a called strike on the inside edge. It's 0-2. Watson is 0 for 2 on the day, reached on an error in the 5th and scored. As Shentuf peers in and holds set at the waist. Now the next. Swing and a miss. 3-pitch strikeout. 7th strikeout overall for Erie pitching. Yaya Shentuf, a 5'9", 170-pound, 25-year-old right-hander from Ocoee, Florida. 36th round draft selection in 2018. On the season for Erie, he's made 41 appearances. 4-2 record, a 3.10 ERA, and 49 1/3 innings. 61 strikeouts, only 15 walks. He's allowed 6 home runs. First pitch to Daryl Hernaiz is bounced to third. Picked up by Trey Cruz and sent to first in time. 5-3 put out, 2-way. Bowie does not have a hit since Connor Norby's 3-run home run, and Norby bats now. The only other base runner for Bowie was Hudson Haskin, who got hit by a pitch and was immediately taken out on a double play. So Bowie has only sent the minimum to the plate since Norby homered. He digs in now. 3 for 3 day. First pitch home. He watches a called strike. Fastball on the lower inside corner. It's 0-1. 2 home runs and a triple for Norby. He got thrown out at third base on a ground ball following his triple. Here's the 0-1, and he bounces it high to second. Should end the inning. Navigado gloves and fires to first. 3 up, 3 down. Time to stretch. A 5-5 game. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Get your gear and memorabilia from your favorite Baysox players and future stars of the Baltimore Orioles at the Tackle Box Team Store. Jerseys, hats, autographed bats and balls, all at great prices. Located right at the main gate at Prince George's Stadium and online at BaysoxShop.com, the Tackle Box is the only place to get the best Baysox gear for you and your favorite fan. It's the Tackle Box at Prince George's Stadium and at BaysoxShop.com.
On the Green Incorporated is your lawn care team, providing professional organic-based lawn care programs for residential and commercial lawns. Our lawn care programs provide ballpark quality results. Each service is custom tailored with guaranteed results for even the toughest lawns. On the Green also offers outdoor pest control services. Mosquitoes, ants, ticks, and more. Safely and effectively control insects and enjoy the outdoors this summer with On the Green Incorporated. Go to onthegreeninc.com.
Baseball is a game of specialists. Base stealers, closers, cleanup hitters. Together, they help their team stand out from the rest. Specialists also help set Chesapeake Employers Insurance apart from other workers' compensation insurance companies. Our health services team includes orthopedic surgeons, nurse case managers, a physical therapist, and more, all to get your employee back to work, contain costs, and keep premiums down. That's teamwork. To learn more, connect with your agent or visit Chesapeake Employers at CEIWC.com.
Bottom of the 7th inning here in Erie as the Baysox need to hold the line. They've not led by more than 1 at any point today, and both times Erie has tied the game. Most of the time after Baysox pitching had walked batters. As the Baysox make another pitching change, Nolan Hoffman will come out. The side-arming right-hander replaces Adam Stauffer. Stauffer was potentially able to pick up a win, but after allowing the run in the 6th inning, that's not happening. It's a no decision for him on 2 innings. Hoffman faces off with Dane Myers here. First pitch to the number 2 batter. Misses down and inside. It's 1-0 to start. 2 innings for Stauffer. He allowed only 1 hit, but 1 run with 4 strikeouts. The run came across thanks to 3 walks. Didn't allow a home run. Next pitch, and Myers bounces it to third. Holding back and gloving, Prieto fires a bullet to first, and it gets there. So 1 away on a 5-3 putout, and now here's Parker Meadows. Nolan Hoffman, a 6'4", 190-pound right-hander, Rule 5 draft selection by Baltimore this past winter from Seattle. On the season for Bowie, he's made 13 appearances, gone 1-1 with a 3.63 ERA, 17 in the 3rd innings. First pitch to Meadows is lifted out toward left field, running on it toward foul territory Welk, but it's out of play. And it's 0-1 to start. Hoffman has had a couple of issues when pitching to lefties this year. He's got 17 in the 3rd total innings, 17 strikeouts, 5 walks, has not allowed a home run. But his strikeout to walk ratio against lefties has been a lot of trouble. He usually misses down and in a lot, just because of that hard movement from the sidearm delivery. The 0-1. Misses up and away, however, and it's a ball and a strike. But when lefties do put the ball into play, he has them at a much better batting average against than he does the right-handers. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball called for strike in the upper outside corner. It's 1-2. Meadows is 0 for 3 on the day. Struck out swinging back in the 5th inning. He's flown out to left field twice. Here's the 1-2. Down and away. Run the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now the 2-2. bounced in front of home plate. Going to be a tough play, and no one figured out what to do with it. Mayo and Hoffman couldn't agree. They both just stared at the ball, and Meadows reaches first base. It's an infield single. Meadows has hits in 4 consecutive games now. And here comes Quincy Naporti. Naporti on a 1-for-3 day. Singled and scored in the 4th. First pitch here is a called strike. Fastball on the inside edge. It's 0-1. Well, the hope is right now, coming off of Sunday's win for the Baysox, even though the key players, or more specifically just key player in that win, was promoted to AAA Norfolk, is that maybe it's something to change for Bowie. As the 0-1 is fouled off, hits off of Roberts, and it's 0-2. Because the Baysox have not been a team to come back from deficits late in games. They've been able to break ties at points late in games, yes. But one-run games have not been the best for Bowie. They've not been a team to come from behind late deficits, and to do so in the bottom of the 9th inning with a walk-off home run on Sunday was very unlike them. Even if it wasn't a home run, just to do it at all. The 0-2. Fouled off, back to the screen, and the count stays. So you have to hope that maybe it's the start of a new trend for the Baysox to put together some more serious wins that they desperately need, especially here in Erie. The 0-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Easy curveball inside from Hoffman. And Naporti strikes out swinging. First strikeout for Hoffman. 9th overall for Baysox pitching. And now here's Dylan Dingler. Well, the hope is here that the sidearm delivery really fools Dingler, because Bowie has just not been pitching him well today. First pitch. Called a strike on the inside edge. It's 0-1. Dingler has a season-high 3 walks today, and he's scored after every walk. I said it back when he walked in the 6th inning. Maybe Bowie is just overthinking a little bit to him as the next pitch misses up and inside, and it's a ball and a strike. Because Dingler can flash some power at points, of course, the 14 home runs. As the 1-1 is called a strike on the inside edge. It's 1-2. At the very least, it looks like Hoffman is getting an early understanding. Runner at first, 2 away, a 5-5 game in the bottom of the 7th. The 1-2. Called strike 3. Dingler watched all 3 inside fastballs, and Hoffman strands a single at first base. On to the 8th inning here at UPMC Park in Erie. 5-5. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print, not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
If you own or operate a building or facility, or if you're a general contractor that is located or operates in the D.C. area, there is no doubt that it is important for you to have the best trained and most qualified people working for you. Members of Steamfitters UA Local 602 provide the highest level of HVAC, mechanical, and specialty piping services to the various customers we serve. For more information about the services we provide and for a list of companies you can hire, please visit steamfitters-602.org.
Get the best deals at Prince George's Stadium with weekly promotions all season. Tuesdays are Military Appreciation Night. Purchase a box seat at the ticket office with a proof of service, and you'll only pay half price. Bring along your furry friend on Woof Wednesday, and it's the best happy hour around every Thursday from 5 to 6:30. $2 Bud and Bud Light drafts with other beer specials throughout the year, and live music to get your night started. It's always a great time at the ballpark, so get your tickets now at Baysox.com.
fans, don't forget about our friends at Pest Now. They've been a proud partner of the Baysox for quite some time, and they provide pest control services for Prince George's Stadium, so you know they're reliable. For all your pest control needs, you've got problems with termites, mosquitoes, any pest control issues, give them a call. Pest Now, 301-231-8300, or visit them online at pestnow.com. As we move to the 8th inning here at UPMC Park in Erie, the Seawolves are already making another pitching change. Yaya Shentuf had a perfect 7th inning on 6 pitches. He struck out the first batter on 3 pitches, got a ground out on the first pitch of the next batter, and a ground out on the second pitch to the following batter. So a perfect inning with 1 strikeout from Shentuf, and that's all they ask of him. As the Seawolves go to their left-hander, Adam Wolf takes over. A little bit of starting experience for Wolf this season, so he could potentially take the remainder of this game. Lefty on lefty matchup, and the first pitch to Cesar Prieto is called a strike, low and away, 0-1. Prieto is 0 for 3 on the day. Grounded out to first his last time up. After him, Hudson Haskin and Kobe Mayo. Next pitch, line drive, up the line toward left field. This one slicing, though, gets out of play, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. As Bowie needs something to go their way from someone else here in these last 2 innings. 5 hits, and they belong to just 2 batters, Connor Norby and Toby Welk. The 0-2 pitch, and Prieto just gets ahead on the curveball and fouls it off to the right side. Was able to slow it up a little bit to roll it over, and the count stays at no balls and 2 strikes. Adam Wolf, 6'6", 225-pound, 25-year-old lefty from Milan, Ohio, 5th-round draft selection in 2018. Fires the 0-2 inside to Prieto, and it's a ball and 2 strikes here. On the season for Erie, Wolf has made 28 appearances, gone 5-3, with a 2.86 ERA. Again, some starts mixed in there as the 1-2 pitch is fouled off, hits off of the screen to the left side, and Prieto is staying alive, as he's so well known to do. 80 strikeouts for Wolf against 35 walks. He's allowed 6 home runs. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and Prieto bounces it to second. Scooped on a curl by Andrew Navigado and sent to first in time. Erie pitching has faced the minimum over 11 consecutive batters since Connor Norby's 3-run home run. This is where Bowie really starts to run into problems. Their run differential, just their average runs scored, even if you want to look past the differential, which can be a little more difficult to understand, just their average runs scored after the 6th inning is a dramatic drop. First pitch to Hudson Haskin is a curveball that misses up and away. 1 ball, no strikes to start. In the 6th inning of games this season, and in the 7th inning, Bowie has scored 72 runs each. That's at least an even strength. As the 1-0 is swung on and missed outside, it's 1-1. But then it drops in the 8th inning to only 69 runs. And then in the 9th inning, a dramatic drop-off. You can, of course, remember home wins. There's no 9th inning there, as the 1-1 is bounced up the third base line, but foul. A ball and 2 strikes. But in the 9th inning of all of their games this year, Bowie has only scored 28 runs, and that includes the 2 runs from Colton Cowser on Sunday. Those 28 runs are the fewest in the Eastern League by far. Here's the 1-2. Haskin watches outside, a curveball, evens it up at 2. But it's just simply put, the eye test follows it, the numbers follow it. Bowie is a team that quiets down after the 5th inning. The 2-2. Haskin flinches on a high fastball, and it's full. That's part of the reason why Bowie has the most walk-off losses in minor league baseball this year, is that they've not been able to build large enough leads at points. The 3-2. Haskin reaches ahead on a curveball and fouls it off to the left side. Count stays full. But among batters in this lineup, only Adam Hall has a better batting average in the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings this season than his overall season average. The 3-2. Called strike 3. Haskin watches a fastball in the upper inside corner. That's 9 in a row retired by Erie pitching. First strikeout for Wolf, 8th overall for the Seawolf staff. And now here's Kobe Mayo. Mayo 0 for 3, hit into a double play in the 5th inning. As the first pitch home is behind him. Did that get his ankle? Bounced behind him and got his ankle. Mayo will take first base. Wolf intentionally, not intentionally, no, let me rephrase. Wolf absolutely did not intend for that to happen. He just completely lost the handle on that offering. Don't want to misspeak on something like that. But it will lead to Gabe Alvarez, asking for a little clarification on that. The home plate umpire was quick to make the decision, and it looks like the decision has been communicated well enough. Alvarez is headed back to the dugout. So that's the second hit by pitch of the game. Hudson Haskin got beamed by one in the 5th. This one, of course, much more easier on the eyes and on the body. But the first runner aboard for Bowie since Haskin got hit by a pitch in the 5th. Now here's Adam Hall. First pitch into the right-hander, and he bounces it deep in the hole to short. Backhanded on the grass by Workman, and to first in time. Bowie has gone just a little over 3 full innings since their last base hit. As we go to the bottom of the 8th, we're tied at 5. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
The best way to take in a Baysox game is with a group outing at Prince George's Stadium. Everything from entertaining clients to birthday parties and even fundraising opportunities for your team, the Baysox offer plenty of options for your group at unbeatable rates with plenty of options on suites, seats, and decks around the ballpark. Your group can eat their fill and have an unforgettable time. Find out more and schedule your group outing by calling 301-464-4880 or going to Baysox.com.
Pest Now is proud to partner with the Bowie Baysox and provide their pest control services. For all your residential and commercial pest control needs, call Pest Now. For general pest control, termite control, mosquito control, and all other pest control services, call Pest Now. You can reach us at 301-231-8300 or visit us online at www.pestnow.com.
From bug bites to burns, fevers to flu, and bruises to broken bones, care is around the corner at Patient First. Walk in to see a doctor from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year. X-rays, lab tests, and prescription drugs are on site, and most major insurance plans are accepted. For routine illnesses and injuries, Patient First is here for you. Patient First, the name fits.
Patient First, proud partner of the Bowie Baysox, open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day.
Bottom of the 8th inning here in Erie as the Baysox still need to hold the line. They trailed by 3 at one point, but they had 2 separate one-run leads. And as we're tied at 5, Nolan Hoffman will take his second inning of relief, facing off against 6, 7, and 8 in the Erie lineup. Leadoff batter Gage Workman, switch hitter bats lefty, is 1 for 3 on the day. But the 3-run home run in the 4th inning was a big blow for Bowie at the time. First pitch in, and Workman watches down and away. It's 1-0 to start. Again, as noted, Hoffman does work a little bit around the zone against the left-handers, more so than right-handers. And he did give up a single to the lefty Meadows. Here's a liner to third, scooped at the shoelaces by Cesar Prieto, and he gets it off of one bounce to first base in time. 5-3 put out on a tough ball there in on the grass by Cesar Prieto. Good play. So 1 gone, and now here's Andrew Navigato. Navigato 1 for 3. First pitch in, and he swings through a breaking ball inside. It's 0-1. It was an RBI double for Navigato back in the 2nd inning, but he's struck out twice since. As we're tied at 5 here in the bottom of the 8th inning in Erie. Next pitch. Breaking ball popped up. Out toward right center field. Watson sprinting, and they drop it. Adam Hall and Watson couldn't figure it out. Watson fell, and Hall had to scramble in the last moment. It hit off his wrist. That's an error. Second error for Hall in 11 games in right field, and that puts a go-ahead run in scoring position with only 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th.
Things are just not clean for Bowie today. Not happy to put it that bluntly, but it's simply the case. To walk 6 batters from your pitching staff, have 3 of those walks score, especially from one batter who does not walk that often. First pitch here is outside to Bryant Packard. Packard had the game-tying double back in the 6th inning. Bottom of the order for Erie has done a lot of the damage today. They've actually done all of the damage. 6, 7, and 8 have all 5 RBI. Next pitch. This is outside. Imagine Hoffman is going to nibble at the edges right now, especially to the left-hander. And he's going to have to face another left-hander after this in Trey Cruz. And even then, it's another left-hander after that with Daniel Cabrera. So you don't want to back yourself into a corner. The 2-0. Bounce back to the mound. Picked it short low. Hernandez thought about going to third, but he was too late on it. Has to go to first. Navigado advances. Packard is put out 6-3. And now here's the lefty, Trey Cruz, switch hitter batting lefty, with the go-ahead run at third base, and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Well, this plate appearance will pretty much dictate if we see a bottom of the 9th or not. If there's an opportunity to see a bottom of the 9th, I should say. As we've sat tied at 5. First pitch. Swing and a miss. Here's the next. Fastball misses high. And it's a ball and a strike now on Cruz. It's an 0 for 1 day for Cruz, but with 2 walks. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball down. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Runner at third. An error in right field by Adam Hall. A productive out to push him to third base. But now with 2 outs, Hoffman can send this game to the 9th, tied at 5. The 1-2 pitch. Down and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Interested to see if Hoffman even feeds something on the zone here. Again, to a left-hander, which is still just a little dicey for him. Wide stance before he comes set now at the waist. Hoffman sends in the 2-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Hoffman's 3rd strikeout strands that error at third base. And we're on to the 9th. Bowie has 7, 8, and 9 set to bat in a 5-5 game. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
If you own or operate a building or facility, or if you're a general contractor that is located or operates in the D.C. area, there is no doubt that it is important for you to have the best trained and most qualified people working for you. Members of Steamfitters UA Local 602 provide the highest level of HVAC, mechanical, and specialty piping services to the various customers we serve. For more information about the services we provide and for a list of companies you can hire, please visit steamfitters-602.org.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Connect with events that have shaped and changed the game and our country. Our stories to tell, your memories to share. Plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org. See you in Cooperstown, where the journey becomes legend.
Baseball is a game of specialists. Base stealers, closers, cleanup hitters. Together, they help their team stand out from the rest. Specialists also help set Chesapeake Employers Insurance apart from other workers' compensation insurance companies. Our health services team includes orthopedic surgeons, nurse case managers, a physical therapist, and more, all to get your employee back to work, contain costs, and keep premiums down. That's teamwork. To learn more, connect with your agent or visit Chesapeake Employers at CEIWC.com.
Top of the 9th inning here in a 5-5 game at UPMC Park in Erie. Bowie's had a couple of chances today, but never able to build it past a 1-run lead. Erie has gotten just enough to keep this game in their favor, potentially, as they make a pitching change. Seawolves are going with individual innings from 3 different relievers. Yaya Shentoof tossed 1, Adam Wolf tossed 1. They both worked at scoreless, and now Gerson Moreno takes over. Erie has not allowed a base hit since Connor Norby's 3-run home run in the 5th inning. The only base runners they have allowed have been 2 hit-by pitches since. 7, 8, and 9 will bat with Cody Roberts to lead it off, 0 for 2 with a walk. Adam Wolf had a scoreless 8th inning with a strikeout and a hit-by pitch. That was it. Righty on righty as Moreno works out of the stretch, split down the middle of the rubber, and sets up against the chest. Fires the first to Roberts, and it's a fastball called for strike on the inside edge. It's 0-1. Gerson Moreno, a 6-foot, 218-pound, 26-year-old right-hander from Yamasa in the Dominican Republic. He's on his 2nd stint in the Tigers organization. Got released at one point after signing as an international free agent following a surgery. Re-signed in 2020. The 0-1 called for strike. Fastball on the upper inside corner. It's 0-2. Moreno on the season for Erie has made 41 appearances. 2-1 record, a 3.09 ERA, 46 2/3 innings, 74 strikeouts. The 0-2 bounces in. Roberts lays off, and it's a ball and 2 strikes now. 31 walks for Moreno. He's allowed 4 home runs. He's run into some trouble with the left-handers this year, but he only has 1 left-hander on roster. That's Cesar Prieto, the 1-2. Swinging a deep drive out toward the left field wall. Bryant Packard's running back. He's looking and watching it bounce in front of the wall. Roberts will turn it first and head to second base with a leadoff double. Roberts has his 14th of the season, throws up the horns for the dugout, and now the Baysox might be able to get something here with their first base hit since Connor Norby's 3-run home run. That's the first base hit for anyone not named Norby or Welk, as Welk steps in. Welk had a double in the 5th inning and scored. He singled in the 2nd inning and was left stranded at first. He also struck out in the 6th, 2 for 3 overall. But it leads to an instant battery visit with the catcher Dylan Dingler coming out to have a conversation. Moreno is well tenured with this team specifically. There are a couple of well-known names in the Erie bullpen. Moreno is one. Joe Navalon has been around for quite some time. Yaya Shentoof has been here for about 1.5 years now. But Moreno is the longest tenured by a long shot. He's coming off of a scoreless inning in Harrisburg last week. Didn't give up a hit, didn't strike anyone out. Here's the first pitch to Welk. He squares. Pulls back, though, on a low fastball. Came in at 95, and it's 1-0 to start. This is one of the other factors that Bowie has had to deal with all season. And it's just a factor of the way that the organization has built this roster. It's had some positives and some negatives. As the 1-0, another square, and it gets by. Welk pulled back on a low and away fastball. Roberts advances to third on the wild pitch. And the sacrifice is now unnecessary. Runner at third and no one out with a 2-0 count on Welk. The point I was getting to quickly is that Bowie has constantly faced pitchers much older than them. And a lot of times that physical maturity has overpowered Bowie batters at points. But constantly the Baysox have been able to rise to the occasion and get some power of their own. The infield plays in with a runner at third and no one out. The 2-0 pitch to Welk. Swing and a miss, but it gets by. Roberts is coming home and he'll score. Back-to-back sliders from Moreno just split the wickets of the catcher. 2 wild pitches, and the Baysox lead 6-5. That is by far the least pretty way to get it done, but it's done. And it's 3-0 on Welk. With a 6-5 lead now in hand, the Baysox can start to think about a save situation in the bottom of the 9th. Next pitch to Welk. Swinging a foul ball over to the right side. It's 2-2 rather. I said it was 3-0. I completely missed that Welk swung at that pitch that got by. I was so focused on the runner sprinting home. But the Baysox will get an arm tossing as the 2-2 is swung on and missed for strike 3.
Down and away on Welk. He strikes out for the second time today. Moreno logs his first, the 9th overall for Erie pitching. First guess is Hector Perez in the bullpen. And that's the correct assumption. Perez is starting to take on what you could call a closer role for Bowie this year. Even though the Baysox have never had a closer all season, they've never decided to designate one. Here's Zach Watson, first pitch inside. Fastball starts out at 1-0. And we can discuss why Bowie has never designated a closer when we get to the bottom of the 9th inning. But now that Perez is here with his tenure and his experience at the higher levels of the minors, it makes sense. The 1-0 to Watson is swung on and missed outside. It's 1-1. Watson reached on an error in the 5th inning, and he scored on Connor Norby's 3-run home run. He's 0 for 3, however, overall. Bases empty, 1 away. The 1-1 to Watson is swung on and missed. Goes chasing on a low slider. It's a ball and 2 strikes. And part of that physical maturity leads to guys like Gerson Moreno, who just have devastating pitches. There was a point where he was a highly rated prospect in the Tigers organization, but of course injuries derailed that. Had to get that surgery that led to him being released briefly before being re-signed, but his slider is still there when it's on. The 1-2. This is down and away. Watson lays off of it this time, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Because again, if you don't recall, I worked in Erie last season, so I saw plenty of Gerson Moreno, and I was able to see firsthand, 9 in and 9 out, what he was capable of when it was working. The 2-2. Watson swings and misses on the slider. And this is what it looks like. Starts up and in, and by the end of your swing, it's pretty much in the other batter's box. Moreno makes it work. His second strikeout. And now back to the top of the lineup for Darell Hernaiz. Mild shift on for the right-handed hitter. First pitch, and he swings through a high fastball. 96 from Moreno. It's an 0 for 4 day for Hernaiz, but he did pick up a ribby. Reaching on an error in the 5th inning that would have driven in a run regardless, as the 0-1 pitch is called a strike on the inside edge. Hernaiz leaned into it, thinking about swinging, followed it the whole way through, held the bat the entire time, and it was still called for strike anyway. 0-2. Bases empty, 2 away. The Baysox lead by 1. The 0-2, down and away, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. So now as we look to the bottom of the 9th inning, as Hector Perez will most likely take the frame, he'll face off against the top of the Erie lineup. Daniel Cabrera, Dane Myers, Parker Meadows. Out of those 3, they have 1 base hit, an infield single by Meadows. Now the 1-2 to Hernaiz, fouled off. Came in just too low on a high fastball, and the count stays at a ball and 2 strikes. But again, Bowie led this game 1-0. Game was tied at 1. They trailed 4-1. Put on 4 in the 5th to lead 5-4. The 1-2. Hernaiz watches called strike 3. 3 straight fastballs from Moreno. He strikes out the side in the 9th, but not before disaster to open. A double and consecutive wild pitches. Bowie leads 6-5 as we go to the bottom of the 9th. A chance for Hector Perez and a save. We're back after this. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Most people don't know what a steam fitter is. More importantly, what we do and how much it impacts you. Just take a moment to think about what your world would look like if you didn't have the ability to generate electricity, to have heating or air conditioning, microchip production, internet service, web-based storage, cellular service, and frozen or refrigerated produce. Could you imagine? And these are just some of the things that we impact. Please visit steamfitters-602.org and let's talk about how we can bring value to you.
Sky Shooter Displays by ZY Pyrotechnics will be lighting up the sky with top-of-the-line fireworks shows following Baysox games all season long. We will give you the best bang for your buck. Sky Shooter Displays include traditional shows, true pyro musicals, custom choreographed plays, and much more. The night sky is truly limitless, so don't be shy. Give ZY a try. Find out more by calling us at 570-328-13 861 or visit us online, zypyrotechnics.com.
Get the best deals at Prince George's Stadium with weekly promotions all season. Tuesdays are Military Appreciation Night. Purchase a box seat at the ticket office with a proof of service and you'll only pay half price. Bring along your furry friend on Woof Wednesday, and it's the best happy hour around every Thursday from 5 to 6:30. $2 Bud and Bud Light drafts with other beer specials throughout the year, and live music to get your night started. It's always a great time at the ballpark, so get your tickets now at Baysox.com.
Well, I mean it just about every time I said it. It is a pleasure to have you along for the broadcast each night. As we move to the bottom of the ninth inning here at UPMC Park in Erie, Matt Sabatis with you from the northwest corner of Pennsylvania. Thank you so much for stopping by this evening. Bowie leads 6-5 in the bottom of the ninth. They took the lead in the top of the frame, and now Hector Perez will come on and try to earn a save. He faces the top three in the Erie lineup. Daniel Cabrera to lead off, and the first pitch is swung on and missed. High fastball, it's 0-1. Nolan Hoffman is done for the day, and he's in line for a win. 2 scoreless innings for Hoffman with 1 hit, no walks, 3 strikeouts. Here's the 0-1. Fastball misses inside, and it's a ball and a strike on Cabrera. After him, Dane Myers and Parker Meadows will bat. Cabrera is 0 for 3 with a walk. Infield playing him relatively deep. As the 1-1 bounces in, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Perez, a 6'3", 223-pound right-hander, minor league free agent, signed earlier this year, fires the 2-1, and it's popped foul. Gets behind home plate. Count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes here. On the season for Bowie, Perez has made 7 appearances, gone 0-1 with a 4.15 ERA, 8 2/3 innings, 14 strikeouts, and 3 walks. Right-hander sets at the chin. The 2-2. Bounce back to the mound, but it's past Pereira. Tough play at second. Norby fires to first, and it's in time. Fortunately, it didn't hit off of the pitcher or really any part of the mound. That would have killed its momentum, and Norby was able to get on it fast enough to throw out Cabrera 4-3. 1 away. And now Dane Myers. Perez has allowed 2 home runs this year, both of them solo shots, and he has blown a save. That's his only loss of the year. First pitch to Myers, and it's a called strike. Fastball in the lower inside corner, it's 0-1. But it's only 2 save opportunities for Perez. He converted the other one. Here's the 0-1. Myers swings and misses on a low and inside slider, 0-2. Perez is coming off of his other save against Altoona back on the 24th when Bowie won 7-5. He worked around a leadoff infield single to finish scoreless with 2 strikeouts. The 0-2, swinging a poke in front of the plate. Perez, bare hands, fires to first, and it gets by, but fortunately it's backed up. Oh, he stepped off the bag. Myers rounded to go to second base, and Norby tagged him out. Myers was safe. He rounded after the throw got by, and Norby has tagged him out for the second out of the inning. That is a risky call. And now Gabe Alvarez has been tossed. The manager is ejected as Erie nearly had the tying run on base, but that slight miscue has led to the second out of the inning. Alvarez got his word in, he got tossed, and now he's headed back to the dugout. He'll have to collect his things and head back to the clubhouse, which, if you've seen a game at this ballpark, you know it's going to take a while. But Myers is put out. So that will go down as a single for Myers, but he's going to be put out what will be ruled as a 1-4. At the very least for him, he does not care about this superlative right now, and I understand that he does not care. But it extends his hit streak to 9 consecutive games. Can tell you that much. But now with 2 outs, The first pitch to Parker Meadows is swung on and missed. 0-1 to start. That is a critical call, and I imagine Erie is going to be bitter about it for the remainder of the series. The 0-1. Fastball called for strike in the upper outside corner. It's 0-2. As Bowie leads 6-5 here in the bottom of the ninth, a chance for Perez to finish the save. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. The Bowie Baysox are winners once again. One of the tensest games of the season to kick off one of the most important series of the season. And Bowie takes down Erie 6-5. We've got a little bit to discuss with Baysox postgame coming up soon. We're back after this. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
At Luminous Health, we want you to feel your best. This summer, take the time to catch up on your annual health screenings. Visit us at our Anne Arundel Medical Center, Doctors Community Medical Center, or one of our primary care offices in your neighborhood. At Luminous Health, you are the MVP. Learn more at luminoushealth.org.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print, not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
Fielder's Choice Flex Packs with the Bowie Baysox. The best value to see the best games at Prince George's Stadium. You could save up to 30% on your selected seat from day one and enjoy a number of exclusive member benefits, including flexible exchange options, discounts on suite rentals, special access to the Diamond View restaurant, and a free members collectible at your first home game of the year. Get your pack now by calling 301-464-4865 or heading online to baysox.com.
It takes time to get rich, flavorful coffee beans from the lush mountain regions of Colombia and Brazil to Royal Farms. But less than a minute to get yourself a delicious hot cup of the finest and freshest coffee in the world. Because Royal Farms' new Swiss-made coffee machines grind those rich, flavorful coffee beans and brew them one magnificent cup at a time. It's why Royal Farms makes the freshest and best coffee in the world. Real fresh, real fast. Royal Farms.
It's now time for the Bowie Baysox post-game show. Let's head back to the ballpark with Matt Sabanas.
Well, that was quite an interesting game played here at UPMC Park this evening. Fortunately enough, it ends in a Bowie Baysox win, as the Baysox open up the most important series of the season against the Erie Seawolves in a 6-5 victory, a game that saw itself tied into the ninth inning and nearly had a tying run on base with only one out in the bottom of the ninth. There's a lot to break down, to discuss, and to really just look into following this one. Oh, goodness. Matt Sabatas with you from UPMC Park. Thank you so much for keeping with us as we get rolling here from Erie, PA. We'll recap this game, then look around the Eastern League, see how some of the other teams in the system did, as well as the Orioles organization. But first, we recap. Go all the way back in time to the faraway land of 6:07 p.m. when first pitch came home from Sawyer Gibson Long to Daryl Hernaiz. First Double-A game for Hernaiz, and the first pitch he saw was grounded over to third base, and he was put out 5-3. But Connor Norby was up to bat, and after a 2-1 count, Norby instantly gave Bowie the lead. 2-1 pitch, and Norby crushes it deep out to right field. Cabrera's back at the warning track, and this one is gone. Connor Norby says goodbye. His 13th home run of the season. Another first-inning blast, and Bowie leads 1-0. So Norby was able to get it going for the Baysox, and in the bottom of the first, Brendan Hannafy paid him back with a perfect frame around 16 pitches. After two quick strikeouts in the second inning, Bowie did get two runners on, but they couldn't do anything with it. And in the bottom of the second inning, after a one-out walk to Dylan Dingler, Brendan Hannafy gave Erie the chance to tie with two outs. Andrew Navigado was able to pick up a double. The 0-1 pitch. Line drive left field up the line. This one headed to the corner, and it's down fair. Big chance here for Dingler. He rounds third. He's coming home. The throw to the plate is, it hits him. It hits Dingler and gets away. He scores. The game is tied at 1.
I've not been around baseball long enough. I know it was Tommy Lasorda that said at one point, I've lost more baseball games than you've seen in your entire life, something along those lines. But in my tenure, I'd never seen a relay throw actually hit a batter square or a runner square in the back like that. That was, I suppose you could say, a pretty accurate throw in terms of getting it to the plate, but that just wasn't meant to be, and the game was tied after Navigato's RBI double. In the top of the third, Connor Norby picked up a one-out triple, but was thrown out at third on a ground ball to second base. That ruined a big opportunity for the Baysox. And after a scoreless bottom of the third and top of the fourth, Erie was able to capitalize against Hannafy after a leadoff single by Quincy Naporti. Dylan Dingler drew another walk, and Gage Workman served up a big home run.
First pitch, and he cracks it out toward deep right center field. Watson's running back. He's looking up. There it goes. 3-run home run. Erie leads.
So that one really took a lot of the wind out of the sails. It looked like Bowie was in a lot of trouble as they trailed 4-1. But in the top of the fifth, Erie's defense, something went wrong. Toby Welk led off with a double. Zach Watson reached on an error by the shortstop. Gage Workman tried to field the ball and thought about going to third. Changed his mind, wanted to go to first, but didn't actually have the ball yet. So while he was moving his hands and his glove, he missed the ball. It hit off his wrist and everyone was safe. And that's when Darrell Hernandez stepped up. He had an opportunity to maybe drive in a run. He grounded a ball to third, and that's when the defense struck again.
The 1-2. He reaches for it and pokes it to third. They might have had a play at the plate, but instead they throw it to first, and Cruz threw it high. Cruz second-guessed himself, allowed the run to score, and couldn't get it to Myers properly. Hernandez is safe with an RBI here in his debut, and the Baysox get one back. It's 4-2.
So a 2-run deficit now, and with 2 errors, Bowie was trying to make the most of the opportunities that they had been absolutely gifted. And Connor Norby made sure that he would capitalize on that, and then some.
First pitch to Connor Norby is swung on and cracked out toward deep left center field. Meadows is running back a long way. He's out of room. It's gone. Connor Norby says goodbye. His third multi-home run game. A go-ahead 3-run shot in the fifth. And Bowie leads 5-4.
A massive home run for Norby, his third multi-home run game, 2 home runs and a triple in his first 3 plate appearances. What a start for Norby here in this series to really make sure Bowie had a chance. In the bottom of the fifth, against Adam Stauffer fresh out of the bullpen, Erie got a leadoff walk, but stranded that runner at second base. And after Norby's 3-run home run, the Baysox offense shut off for quite some time. Went down in order in the 6th, again in the 7th, and then eventually got a hit by pitch, but no other base runners in the 8th. And that gave Erie enough time. In the bottom of the 6th inning, Dingler again led off with a walk. After 2 quick strikeouts by Adam Stauffer, Bryant Packard came up and retied the game.
2-1 is Hoya hammered out toward deep left center field. Watson sprinting, curling around, he slides, but it's off of the wall. This will score Dingler. Can't be walking batters. That's the 3rd time today. Dingler has walked and scored either a tying or go-ahead run. 5-5.
Well, that was a bit of frustration, I will admit, and something that will be perhaps addressed over the next couple of days. But my goodness, Dylan Dingler with a season-high 3 walks today, and to score after all 3 walks was somewhat heartbreaking, especially as the game became tied at 5. As the Baysox offense had continued to hold quiet through the 6th, 7th, and 8th, Erie was constantly threatening. They had Packard at second base in that 6th inning, and Adam Stauffer walked the following batter, but was able to escape the frame. In the 7th inning, when Nolan Hoffman took over, the sidearm hurler worked with only an infield single in the 7th, but in the 8th, gave up an error. Well, he didn't give up the error. There was an error that gave up 2 bases to Andrew Navigato with only 1 out. A ground ball pushed him to third base, but Hoffman was able to strike out Trey Cruz to end the inning. In the top of the 9th against Gerson Moreno, Cody Roberts lifted a leadoff double to the left field wall and then advanced to third on a wild pitch with Toby Welk at the plate. With Welk ahead, 2 balls and no strikes, Roberts, he didn't need much. Moreno just gave it to him.
The 2-0 pitch to Welk. Swing and a miss, but it gets by. Roberts is coming home, and he'll score. Back-to-back sliders from Moreno just split the wickets of the catcher. 2 wild pitches, and the Baysox lead 6-5. Perhaps one of the less clean ways to get it done, especially since all Bowie really did was just get Cody Roberts' double, and then Gerson Moreno did the rest, but Bowie had the lead. And in the bottom of the 9th inning, Hector Perez came on for the save. Daniel Cabrera grounded out to open the frame, and then Dane Myers bounced a single toward the mound. It was picked up by Hector Perez, but he threw it low, and it got past Kobe Mayo at first base. Fortunately, Connor Norby backed it up. Myers rounded first base. And again, if you round first base, this is a rule that has been popping up a little bit more frequently. You've been seeing some highlights for it. If the runner rounds first base, then they become a live runner again. You're allowed to slow down through first base as long as you don't round and intend to try for second at any point. If you don't do that, then you're fine. But the first base umpire says that Myers took a slight round to second base and intended to try for the base, at which point he was a live runner, and Connor Norby, after backing up that ground ball, tagged Myers out for the second out of the inning. On what could have been a tying run at first base with only 1 out, instead kept the bases empty with 2 outs, and Hector Perez was able to sit down Parker Meadows to close out the Bowie win. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. The Bowie Baysox are winners once again. One of the tensest games of the season to kick off one of the most important series of the season. And Bowie takes down Erie 6-5. So your final box score, Bowie scores 6 runs on 6 hits with 1 error. They left on 4. Erie scores 5 runs on 6 hits with 2 errors. They left on 7. Nolan Hoffman is the winning pitcher. He moves to 2-1, while Gerson Moreno takes the loss. He falls to 2-2. Hector Perez the save, his second this year. Game was played in 2 hours and 30 minutes in front of a paid attendance at UPMC Park in Erie of 1,684. With the win, Bowie moves to 61-60 on the season, a 2-game winning streak, as the Baysox are now 26-32 on the road, 19-25 in games decided by 1 run. With the loss, Erie falls to 72-49 on the season. Their 3-game winning streak is over. The Seawolves are now 36-22 at home and 18-21 in games decided by 1 run. In the second half, Bowie and Erie are no longer tied. The Baysox are 34-18, while Erie is 33-19. Of course, the 2 teams coming into today tied for first in the Southwest Division, which means Bowie will take the 1-game lead. We'll look around the rest of the division and the rest of the Eastern League, see how the other standings hold up and what happens with teams 3rd through 6th, of course, and get you some scores around the Orioles organization as well. As we break now, we'll be back in a bit. You're listening to Baysox Postgame.
From sprains to stitches, sore throats to stomach aches, and pulled muscles to poison ivy, care is around the corner at Patient First. Walk in to see a doctor from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year. X-rays, lab tests, and prescription drugs are on site, and most major insurance plans are accepted. For routine illnesses and injuries, Patient First is here for you. Patient First, the name fits.
Patient First, proud partner of the Bowie Baysox, open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day.
Well, as the baseball season winds down, that means we've got to get ready for football. Friday, September 9th, it's the Baysox football kickoff night at Prince George's Stadium. Getting ready for the college season and the pro season, the Baysox will be giving away a special Adley Rutschman bobblehead. Remember, Adley played college football before he joined the Orioles. It's a free bobblehead for the first 750 fans ages 13 and up. So be sure to join the Baysox football kickoff night on Friday, September 9th. Get your tickets at baysox.com.
Everyone deserves a great smile, and Rad Orthodontics is here to help you, Bowie Baysox fans. Rad Orthodontics accepts most insurance, and whether it's braces or Invisalign aligners, anyone can get the smile they've always wanted with our flexible payment options. With 2 of the country's leading orthodontists right here in the D.C. area, we love to see Baysox fans smile with confidence. So get that amazing smile you deserve. Visit radsmile.com today and book your free consult. That's radsmile.com for Rad Orthodontics, official smile provider of the Bowie Baysox.
We're back one final time here to UPMC Park in Erie as we're wrapping up Baysox postgame. Following a 6-5 win for Bowie over the Erie Seawolves, putting them back into first place in the Southwest Division. As we take a quick look around the rest of the Eastern League, get you some of the scores that are still in action with only one other game final, as Hartford and Reading are playing a bit of a slow one out at Dunkin' Donuts Park. It's tied at 3 in the bottom of the 6th. New Hampshire and Portland, they're moving along slowly as well. Portland leads 5-4 in the top of the 6th. New Hampshire has been just chipping away. They have runs in 4 of the first 5 innings, just individual runs in each frame. Harrisburg and Richmond got started late because of some rain, and Harrisburg is leading 5-3 in that one. And then there was a postponed game today. Binghamton and Somerset had a little bit of rain. They've not announced a makeup date for that one just yet. Of course, they've got the rest of the week to try and plan that out. But then, of course, the score that Bowie is paying attention to, aside from this series, of course, is Altoona and Akron, as the Rubber Ducks are just on the cusp in the playoff race right now. Came into today 4 games out of first, but a 5-run 6th inning for the Altoona Curve gave them the win. 7-5 there. So Bowie gains ground, of course, on Erie, but they do so on Akron as well. So Bowie ends the day in sole possession of first place, 1 game above Erie. Akron is still in third place, but they are now 5 full games out. And Altoona, staying pace with Bowie with their win, remains 6.5 games out at the end of the day. On the Orioles organizational side of things, there's a handful of games going on. Gunnar Henderson's been having another good day for AAA Norfolk as they host Lehigh Valley. 5-0 Norfolk leads as Henderson has 3 hits and a stolen base. He stole home, and Brent Phillips actually just picked up a solo home run with the Tide, so they're doing pretty well today. Aberdeen had to postpone their game today. There was a lot of rain back home. Just pretty much all around Baltimore and D.C., and they postponed it pretty early today. So they'll try and make up their game with Hickory tomorrow. That's the Rangers affiliate. Delmarva not having a good day with Fredericksburg right now. They've allowed runs in 4 of the first 5 innings, and they trail 6-3 in the bottom of the 6th. We'll see if they can maybe turn their luck around headed into the final 3 innings of that one. But, of course, the score we care about most on this production is that of Bowie's, and it was a good one as the Baysox take down Erie today 6-5. These two sides will meet again tomorrow as this 6-game series continues. The Baysox will try to make it 2 in a row as Cade Povich tosses for Bowie. Left-hander is 1-0 with a 6.30 ERA. Brant Herder will go for Erie. Right-hander is 0-1 with a 21.00 ERA, but it's only going to be his second AA start, so that number is definitely a little bit exaggerated. 6:05 first pitch tomorrow for the final day of August, which means a DCA Imaging Systems pregame show of 5:45. That's going to do it for us. Matt Sabatis with you from Prince George's Stadium. Spent 2 weeks there. Get used to saying it so often. Matt Sabatis with you from UPMC Park here in Erie, saying thank you so much for stopping by this evening. Where the Baysox take down the Erie Seawolves 6-5. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thanks for listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. We hope you enjoyed today's game and join us next time for another exciting broadcast coming up soon. This has been a presentation of the Bowie Baysox.